All right.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reading Sprints. We'll just go around as usual, introduce ourselves. Deja is not coming tonight, unfortunately, but Sunny and Rachel should be here, I think, at some point.
We don't know. Maybe they messed up the time zones or something.
Maybe. Well, Rachel's in my time zone, so.
Yeah.
I feel like Rachel's just kind of always, like, she's never very late, but she's usually like 5 minutes late.
Yeah. Which usually I am too if I'm not hosting, so I can't be mad.
It's fine.
But anyway, welcome to Reading Sprints, guys. My name is Jess. This is my channel. I'm going to be reading The Searcher by Tana French, maybe.
Oh.
I might also fold all my laundry that's sitting on the floor, so we'll see what I do.
Just a wild night ahead.
As usual.
Hello, I'm Darian from Darian Reads, and I am still reading Strange the Dreamer. I'm almost done. If I end up finishing it during these sprints, you might see me crying.
Is that only your second time rereading it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my first time tabbing it.
Okay.
And I got a lot of tabs.
When you go through and like tab a reread, that is like effort. Because you're like, wait, I have to catch this scene.
Yeah. Well, I've been reading it very slowly. I keep rereading parts. I'm like, yeah. That's good.
Okay. Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna read. I am listening to Pride on audio. Are you still listening to it on audiobook, Jess, or did you finish it?
I just finished it yesterday, I think.
Okay.
It was really good.
I'm like an hour to the end, so I like might try to finish it here because I don't want to continue it into it tomorrow. And then I also might start The Vanishing Half, but I'm not. I don't know if my brain's feeling literary fiction right now, so I might just do Pride and start something else that's light because I don't know if I can do that tonight.
I feel that.
We'll see. Yeah. Because Pride is like, it's like very much a YA book.
Yeah.
Even though it's like dramatic as hell at times. It's still.
Yeah. It's an easy read.
Yeah. Well, it's like a quick read. Like most reviews that I've seen on it are people getting through it in like 3 days or something. I mean, it's taken me a couple weeks to get through it, but I also, when I do sit down to read it, I listen like 3 hours at a time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hi, Rachel. How are you?
Oh, hi. I'm good.
You were exposed for being late.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is kind of a reputation at this point. It's not good. Sorry.
Well, I'm always late as well, so like I said, I can't be too mad about it.
I'm trying to kind of like set up, so I have like my phone here, and I'm trying to set up so that I can like bullet journal during sprints and listen to an audiobook. And like this is so late, like nobody even cares, nobody wants to see this, but I don't care. I just want to film like a February setup, even though it's like halfway through the month. Literally everyone's like, literally we don't care. I don't care.
I care.
Yeah, I
Peak
care.
multitasking too.
If 3 people watch it, I'll be happy. It's fine. I will be one of those people, so it's literally fine. But I feel like I'm excited because like I was always into bullet journaling and stuff, and now like the fact bookish people like bullet journaling, I'm like yes, and I just love doing it. So it's like a nice way to listen to my audiobooks because I realized I have like 10 I need to finish before the month is over, and I did this to myself. It was a mistake, but it's okay. It'll be fine. It'll maybe be fine.
Hi, Monique. Another Lainey Taylor.
Love that.
Blood and Starlight sounds so intense. Like Smoke and Bones, like bones are still death, but like I was just like, eh. But then blood, now I'm paying attention. Like, oh, you know?
Now she's intrigued.
Now I'm listening. Now. Okay, see the thing, like, okay. I feel like Darian will be like, absolutely not. Hello. I feel like Darian will be like, no. But I feel like when I first heard about like the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, I didn't even read the synopsis, but like the covers of like a person with a mask and stuff, I was just like, this is not doing it for me. So I'll just never read this at all, ever. And then like Darian started like doing reading vlogs and kept talking about like Mr. Kale, and I was like, who is this vegetable man? I just don't understand who this guy is. at all. But then the new covers came out, which look like, I mean, I think they're like in the UK, but like those covers are very nice. And then I actually heard that they're very good.
But
So-
Kale's not from Daughter of Smoke and Bone.
Is he not? Wait, who's he from?
He's in Throne of Glass.
Oh, well, I don't know a thing. See, that's proof that I don't know what happened.
Not Rachel confusing her YA fantasy series.
Everybody knew this day was coming. I don't know anything about YA fantasy. I don't know anything
When
about
you started talking about Kale, I was like, wait, there's another YA fantasy book with a character named Kale? Like, how common is this name?
Silly.
That's funny because I know multiple people who've like dated people named Kale, and I'm like, what is going on? I think like the
that is a
YA
type
fantasy.
Just
Yeah.
get ready for
Right.
all of the
That's
Sarah
crazy.
J. Maas stands to have children and all name their children Selena, Island, and Kale,
that
and
is the one
Rowan.
thing that
And
would make
Dorian, and that'll just confuse me.
If I meet a child named Island in like what 10 years or something, I don't know.
10
I guess
years.
people would be naming their children this now. So yeah, if I meet like a 10-year-old named Island in like 10 years, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
weird moment.
They could happen.
Oh my gosh.
There's definitely people who have named their children after this series. Like
I guarantee it.
yeah.
Okay,
Like
see,
the
the
fact that people name their children Daenerys, which
Okay.
in Game of Thrones, which is still the funniest thing to me, because I'm like, just after the showrunners ruined that for people, naming their children that, but
But they
Yeah.
could be like, oh, my name's Danny or something. It'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
is that short for Danielle? And they'd have to be like, no, it's short for Daenerys.
or
Like, I complain about having a common name, but I think having something like that would be worse.
yeah, like having to explain that your parent was obsessed with a fictional character. Like, I feel like if you can hide it,
I
you
think
know,
I think it
Yeah.
builds character, or it builds the ability to lie so much all
okay,
the time.
can you imagine if your name was Katniss though, and you had to pretend that you weren't named
Yeah.
after Katniss for the Hunger Games? Like,
It's just a coincidence.
yeah,
Coincidence.
like, my parents just really like tubers because like that's what they are.
Or they just too okay, wait. That literally means that Katniss's dad in the Hunger Games was like, I love tubers. You're Katniss now. Because he named her
They're
after
literally just flowers with tubes. Like I don't even think they look that exciting.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
Katniss in the Hunger Games having to explain to people that her name was Katniss. Because even that is not
Okay, they're kind of pretty, but
And then no, but I mean just being like, hello, I'm Katniss. And instead of being like, but I'm PETA and I make bread. This is the ultimate joke. What are you talking about, Dad? This is the worst idea ever. Let me change my name. And he was like, no, just enter the Hunger Games. We don't even have to worry about this in 3 days. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
That'd be a fun like meet cute story. Like you're named, like you meet the person that's named after your fictional love interest, and
Oh my god.
yeah.
I
Oh,
like
man.
this book.
No,
Someone needs to write this book.
I
that's
kinda
like
wanna
a
see
romance story. Yeah.
Anyway,
I-
hi Sunny, how are you? What are you reading?
yeah. Yeah, my wife liked
Anyway,
that.
Oh my god. I thought, okay, you held up the book, Sunny, and I thought like you held up the book like this, but I think like because of the lighting, I thought like this was how thick the book was, and you just casually held it like I'm reading this.
This is how
What the
thick it is.
oh my god.
why? Oh my
No, no. I'm reading Black Book. I just took off the like what's it called?
Dusting.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I didn't want to get it messed up. But yeah, I've been meaning to finish this for a while now because I had it on like the Libro FM like audio influencer program, but I started getting so frustrated listening to it that I was like, no, I just have to read the physical like copy.
This is gonna sound so dumb, but I feel like I recently discovered that reading with your eyes is like so fun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
book
There's a
tuber.
as a booktuber, but I've been like such an exclusively audio person for the most part, and then I got the one that that I've been reading, and it's enjoyable. And I'm like, wow, this is so fun. I just want to do this all the time. Is this how everyone on BookTube feels all the time? Because I just watch these people like actually picking up books, and I'm like, that's interesting. Could never be me. And now I'm like, wow, I get it. And then meanwhile, there's that tweet going around that's like, can't believe people read books and tweet about it. And I'm like, I just discovered reading. I'm not even there yet. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
You're a different breed, Rachel.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say.
Okay.
Okay, enough of you.
Noah's reading Queenie.
I've heard this is very good, Queenie.
Yeah, I've been meaning to read that one.
Yes. Read it. Read
Darian,
it.
did you finish it, or are you getting your?
No, I'm scared to finish it though.
Oh my gosh, there are so many comments.
I don't want to,
Pain.
but I must.
We have a question. Addie LaRue or Six of Crows?
Crows. Read Six of Crows instead.
I haven't read either.
I haven't
read Six of Crows, so
Yeah, I've only read Six of Crows, so
no.
it's my vote as well.
I read Addie. So did Darian. And we have different opinions on him. So I say read Six of Crows.
Well, I say read Addie, so.
So
It
we did
depends.
not
Do you
help
want to be
at all.
really sad or whatever is in Six of Crows?
Or you want to be really fun. I've heard. Not that I know anything.
The Vanishing Half. I loved that one too.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah,
a
it's
good one.
probably going to be more of a tomorrow book for me instead of today. But I will start it tomorrow, Caroline, and I'm excited to get to it.
Yeah, it is really heavy.
Naomi voted for Six of Crows as well.
Oh, tea.
And they had already decided to read it before we had our input.
We won, people. We did it. We did it. We did not do it.
I read that one.
It's on my list.
In my opinion.
See, Lisa wants to see it as well, Rachel, so you'll have a couple views.
I will have 5 views. Thank you so much.
You have more.
Another one.
Yeah.
6 views. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Fame. How to handle fame. You know that picture with the guy looking in the mirror?
Twice in a Blue Moon. I haven't read that one.
Christina Lauren, though.
I have
The
that
only
one.
Christina Lauren I've read is the autobiography, and like I don't think anything can top that because it was just really, really good. At least when I read it. So like I'm just afraid to read more Christina Lauren.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite of theirs too.
Yeah,
I've heard it's very good.
it definitely. is.
Ooh.
Nice. I'm all about bullet journaling, so that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, you should watch Jess's videos on like bullet
Yeah.
journaling. It's very
Thank
inspiring.
you. Thank you. Behind Her Eyes. I've not read that one.
Familiar.
It's the one and everyone talks about the big plot twist.
Yeah.
So I need to read it just so I can be part of the conversation.
I want to look this up. Behind Her Eyes.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, no, they're very bad.
They're a little scary, but the new ones are very pretty. So
There are no real people named Kale.
Thank God.
Oh, it's not. I haven't read whatever book this is from, so like it wasn't spelled that way. It was spelled like the vegetable. The people that I know.
What? Because
Or
all
no
I
kale.
got
Or
was
go
like
by
Darian
kale.
saying stuff about kale, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, I don't know. And like for 4 weeks for vlogging, it was all about kale, and I was like, "Who is he?" And at one point, I finally commented something like, "Well, can you tell me about kale?" And she was like, "No, it's kale." Like, oh my god.
whatever. I love
Why
it.
was
I feel like it's just as concerning that people are naming their kid after the vegetable, though,
Yeah,
too.
Okay,
Like,
there
if
are
I was
less,
there
there are less
and, like,
than
I was
100
kid on my
people in the
roster,
US named Kale, so it's not a
With, like,
popular
Thank
name.
God. A manageable population. Thank God.
Yeah. But like if I had this name come up and I just had to, they're like, okay, pronounce this. I would not pronounce that kale.
Yeah,
Like-
see, kale. That's how I felt.
No, literally, like Sheol, like hole.
Oh,
This is a fun fact, though.
For Lori from Little Women.
yeah, but
There are
that's a normal
700
name.
Yeah,
There are
that's a normal name.
786 Manons in the U.S.
Who?
Manon, the like witch in Throne of
Oh.
Glass.
Is that how people say her name?
I thought it was Manon. I didn't think it was Manon.
Oh, I say it the French
People
way.
Spanish authors
Wait,
just start
wait,
giving
wait.
their characters normal names. Like
What's
this is not this is not okay.
Wait, what's the French way, Darian? What's the
It's
French way?
Manon.
Manon.
I thought that's how it was supposed to be pronounced.
Oh my god, I need to know like every single
Maybe I'm wrong.
character name that you've been mispronouncing because it's French, but no, it's not.
But maybe it is how it's pronounced.
It could be. It could be. We just someone
Is
needs
it a
to tell
French
me.
name?
So.
Wait, go back to that other comment.
Oh, okay.
That was
It is an actual name. Kale is not an actual name though, I don't think, from before Throne of Glass.
At least
Or maybe it
was
is.
enjoyable.
Sorry, if your name is Kale.
Anyways, I'm glad you thought it was enjoyable, I guess.
Darian was like, go back to where they said strange the dream. Never mind. Don't speak.
Oh my gosh.
It's pronounced every way. It's too much.
Manon, that sounds, I don't like that. Manon?
Ooh, I love Beartown.
Like filet
and Pretty
mignon.
Girls.
Like
Yes.
Filet Manon.
Local top tier.
Filet
mignon.
Sahara, I want to know what you thought of
Similar
Pretty
in the
Girls.
themes of sexual violence, I suppose. Like that's kind of
We're having two very different conversations.
different conversations right now. We're still on mignon, filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Oh my god. Do you say filet mignon? Like you pronounce the N at the end?
Yes.
Yes.
That's weird.
How do you say it in Canada?
How do you say it?
Well, now I don't want to say it. You just say filet mignon.
Mignon.
Yeah. You don't say mignon.
Yeah, because like in French, like you never pronounce like the last, like the N at the end of a
Yeah.
word.
Whatever.
I guess if I was trying to be fancy, I would say it like that. Filet mignon.
See, Darian is
Say it
just
without the N.
Darian is fancy 24/7. We just can't keep up. We're just uncultured down here. We just can't do
I'm so fancy.
it.
Frederick Bachman's books are not YA.
I
They're
would not
adult.
say so. No, they're probably adult.
Beartown, I think has
Especially
YA,
Beartown, like that one's pretty
Yeah.
adult. How do you say Darian in French?
Darian.
Okay, I don't want to say it because I really hate when you pronounce my name in French, so I don't even want to say it. So like whenever French teachers asked me how to pronounce it, I would just say Darian, and then they would try to say it with a French accent, but like they would say it the English way because I don't like it in French. I don't like it, and it's not even a French name, so.
Is it
So
Darian?
you're really not going to tell us?
I'm not gonna say.
Because okay, like French teachers would say Darian, and like then they would spell it wrong because they thought it was
How do
like
they spell it?
they would spell it like Darianne. So they'd say it like Darian, and I hated that.
So many
I
extra
disagree.
letters. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Obsessed with the extra vowels in French.
Has anyone started their March TBR yet?
But it's not
I
mine.
mean, like, planning it?
Oh,
No.
I see.
I mean, I have like some books that I want to read in March, but I don't like. I didn't play my TBR game and film any. Like, I film my stuff when it's already that month, and everyone's like, "Again, we do not care. The month has begun. We're
I don't
moving on
care.
I
to
care
the
too,
wrap up
Rachel.
for the previous month," and I'm like, I don't even do wrap ups. I have nothing to offer you. My channel's literally like, I want to read this, and I don't give you any updates at all. You have to follow me on Goodreads. It's the only way to tell if I've actually read any of the books I'm talking about. That's all there is. I can't help you. I'm so sorry.
Caroline, 'cause I haven't started my February TBR yet.
I'm working so slowly through it. I'm scared. I'm not going to get through it. Like that's most likely what's going to happen. But
Same.
Someone said they're Quebecois. I'm Quebecois. Hello. Laurence. I'll say your name right.
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Hello.
Is it Laurence?
Yeah.
I'm French.
That makes me think of the guy in Twilight.
Laurent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the end.
Oh, yeah, and everyone's like, Lauren?
No, you know that gender swap version of Twilight, and like, do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
Yeah.
like the fact that
The one with the green apple on it.
yeah, the female equivalent of like Laurent is Lauren.
Lauren.
It's Lauren?
Yeah, they like made her. They made her Lauren.
That's really creative. They're like, let's take out the last letter. Boom.
Boom. Gender swapped.
No, literally, because I didn't read it.
One
Like,
day.
I've never read the Twilight series ever, but you know, there's that YouTuber Strange Eons, and like she made she made like a video talking about gender swapped Twilight and like just kind of like a breakdown of it, almost like chapter by chapter, and like her description of what it was like about, and like because Stephanie Meyer is like a Mormon, like she's super like she's so yeah, she's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
no like or anything in it. But,
Why do you think Bella wears like ankle length khaki
Khaki
skirt
skirts.
and the 2
And
inches of skin she shows is like scandalous?
Yeah.
Is
And
that
also like the
wait,
pro-life narrative and
is
like
this literally a metaphor for Mormonism? Is vampirism a metaphor? Because like she would expose some skin and Edward would be like, oh my god.
I don't know.
Is that how
it's just her repressed brain, but like it's really funny in the idea of like, because you know, like Twilight is a story that's so entrenched in like traditional gender roles, so like switching that, like that's just hilarious to me as a concept. Like, how would you even write that? I mean, like I know because I watched this breakdown video that's like 45 minutes long, but like
I'm learning so much tonight. I learned about reading. I learned about Laurent. I learned about Darion.
How to say filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
all these words rhyme, like mignon.
that's I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, must be fun
Yeah.
talking in Canada. Everything rhymes.
Someone in the comments, please write a rap during the next sprint and get back to us, and we'll rap it live.
I am participating, but I have not thought about my TBR yet, so I don't know what I'm reading.
I am low-key participating because I just did not like pick out books to match each one, but I think it starts like tomorrow, I think,
Oh.
or today.
It's either today or tomorrow.
One of those.
I can find that out.
It's one of those. You named my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh my god.
Classic cinema. You love it.
Naomi says it starts tomorrow.
Oh, okay, great.
There you go.
Okay. Anybody interested in reading?
I suppose.
Well, Rachel knows how
Are
to
you going to
read.
use your eyes, Rachel, or are you going to use your ears?
I'm gonna use my ears until I get the bullet journaling done, and then I will switch over to eyeball reading.
Good
I'm
deal.
so excited. You're just gonna see me like, oh my god, it's incredible! Eyeball reading, it's incredible.
Katya had a high school
Oh
coach.
my
named
God.
Bella and Colin.
These poor children in the
Oh,
future when
that's
they have to
so
explain their names.
I mean, like, one of them by itself might be fine, but like coming back and being like, this is my brother, Colin.
Okay,
I would be like, oh no.
At least she didn't name them Bella and Edward. I think that would be a
That
little
would be
weirder.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
yeah, but the Cullen thing is still too close for comfort.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
So
At
weird.
least they didn't name them like they didn't put the mom's names and the other mom's names together.
Oh
Oh,
god.
this way?
Yeah.
I'll
This
never
is the
be
dumbest thing ever.
Yep.
And Charlie is her middle name. That poor child.
Oh my god.
so sad.
Okay. So you read for like 25 minutes.
That
Okay.
works.
I'm ready to be heard.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna read like 2 pages because I'm not. I need
2
to.
pages and tears. 2 pages and lots of net tissues. We understand.
All right, guys. How was our first sprint?
Sorry, I was unmuting. I am 25 minutes out from the end of my book, so I'm gonna finish it tonight. Hopefully on the next sprint.
Yes, we love that.
Yeah, I'm not sure my overall thoughts on it, but I've had a fun time with it. I just don't know if I like it. I don't know.
Yeah. I wish that I had gotten to reread Pride and Prejudice last month. I just didn't get to it to like compare them better. Because it's been a couple years since I've read Pride and Prejudice, but I'm excited to see what everybody thinks.
I've read a couple reviews and I agree with them in that like it both harms and hurts you to try to hear it. And honestly, I feel like the book would have been better if it wasn't a Pride and Prejudice retelling, as much as I hate to say that. So it's like hard for me to compare it because I'm like, even though it's a good retelling, I think it would have been an even better book if it just kind of did try to adhere to certain plot points. Like, I think it would be like, because it's called a Pride and Prejudice remix, not a retelling. But I think it's close enough in the plot where it essentially is still retelling the story. So I think I just wish she had gone a little bit more on the remix side and like completely altered some plot points beyond just the relationship dynamics, because I'm fine with the like all the setup and stuff, but some of the plot points, this is like chaotic thing happening left and right. And I think if she had not followed the P&P storyline and tried to adapt it for every single plot point, it would be like a more balanced story. Because otherwise it's like shit is hitting the fan literally every other chapter. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, I kind of felt like that.
So either longer book would have been better because it's like 300 pages, or just like taking out a couple plot points, because like
well, it's so short. Like,
she also even added
in
more drama than is even in Pride and Prejudice, because there's the whole plot line around Madrina, her landlord, which I wasn't it's been a thing in the actual book, so I don't I was like, she almost did too much, but I like the how it plays off like the themes of Pride and Prejudice and like brings them into a more modern setting. About, like gentrification and stuff. I think that's part of the book, and I wish it was a more present part, honestly. But it's like hard to make it a more present part considering the source material. So it just like didn't fully come together. And I don't think anything's going to change in the last 25 minutes. But it's a solid book, and I have enjoyed reading it. So I see why people have liked it. Yeah. So I would still recommend it for folks who like Pride and Prejudice. I just wouldn't go in with like super high expectations about it as a retelling.
I actually started Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson on that sprint.
How are you liking it?
It's really good so far. I think I've listened to maybe not very much of the audiobook, but I like it. I like the main character, and I really like the narrator of the audiobook, which is a big thing for me. So that'll be good, hopefully.
Narrators are always a hit or miss. I feel like I'm very often indifferent to them. I either really like them or I'm like, can't do it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I take what I can get because I'm just like, I just want to hear the story. This is the only way I could possibly take the story. And wow.
See, I think that, but then I also I listened to The Gilded Wolves on audiobook, and that like it like made me so mad about like how dirty that book was done by the audiobook. So now I'm like, I actually am really particular. I do often like things more often than I dislike them. But there's like often it's when narrators try to do accents. That is what accents that are not their own accent and they're not voice trained in the accent. I'm like, why are you even trying? If you're not trained to do an accent.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's fine if it's like a very short interaction and it's just like, oh, then we went to like a bakery and then the person there was like, hello. Yeah. Like, that's fine. But when they're like, I'm going to do an entire character and every time they speak, I'm going to give them an accent that is an accident. Like, please don't do this. Like, because it just doesn't sound right. And it's just, like if you can do the accent properly, it's probably fine. I'm not discerning enough that I would be like, this is a terrible accent because the way they say their E's is wrong. It's just in general when it sounds like.
If it sounds like it's not their natural accent, I feel like you can usually tell. Like even if you don't know the accent, like I don't know. I don't listen to a ton of French accents, but the French accent in The Gilded Wolves, I was like, there's no way that this is remotely accurate. Like it was like so over the top, and I was like, what? Like there's no.
Yeah, it felt like a caricature in a way.
Yeah, I was like, if you had hired like a French voice actor and like you could hear it in their voice, like that's one thing. But like telling your American, I think, voice actor to just do a French accent for one character, I literally don't understand. And I think they continued it in the second audiobook. I'm like, now I want to read the second book, but I don't think I can if the accent's gonna be like that in the audiobook. I like won't make it through. Ugh. And I don't think I would want to read the books physically.
I didn't enjoy The Gilded Wolves enough to want to continue with The Silvered Serpents. Because even with the audiobook being what it was, I just was like, okay. Like
I'm
it was just
curious enough. I don't know.
Did anybody watch that show on like that? It's like the temple show, the game show for kids.
Yes, yeah.
The book titles remind me of those teams, like the Silver Serpents in particular. Remember when they were like the purple jaguars?
Oh my god!
Yes.
I'm having like a weird nostalgia moment.
That just brought me.
That was the best show.
I love
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I've definitely seen this before. I just forget everything about it. But I recognize the helmets and the shirts.
I used to watch it like every morning before I went to school because it was always on early at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I just realized.
But yes, I'm looking at it. Oh my god.
I'm glad everybody remembers the show. I loved it.
You
look at them with their helmets.
I feel like every Nickelodeon game show, they dressed up in costumes that were like exactly like that, like various color t-shirts with yellow helmets. They were all the same. Like I wouldn't even be able to tell you the difference between their like multiple game shows for children because they all look the same.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Hold on, Bruno. It's on Scribd. That's how I'm listening to it right now. It's on Scribd.
Dang.
I don't know. When you like put a hold at the library and you like look at the calendar on Libby and you're like, oh, that doesn't look that far out, and then like the hold hits and then it's like 20 weeks away, and I'm like, why does the calendar look like it's 3 weeks?
Even like I have the Overdrive app and it'll always be like available soon, and I'm like, great. So like in 3 days or so, it's been 3 weeks, and I'm like, available when?
Yeah,
like,
I literally usually on my Libby app when it says available soon, it does mean in the next few days. But I put a hold like yesterday on a book and it said available soon, and I look in my holds queue and it's like 4 weeks out. I'm like, that's not the same thing.
We're in a panorama. Time goes so slow. You need to give me my book tomorrow. You can't do this to me, Overdrive. What are you doing?
My library has the worst selection for audiobooks, and at this point I'm just like listening to anything because I've run out of books that I have heard of.
Yeah, where I live right now, it's pretty limited, the stock, but I lived like down closer to DC when I was in college, so I have a library card from down there, and I thank God because they actually have money to buy books, whereas like where I am now, Libby would be like nothing.
Yeah.
So
I still have my DC library card, and their stock is good for audiobooks. Like you do have to wait a little bit, but they have like everything.
Yeah. Well, and my library too buys like 18 copies of one book too, so it like reduces the wait time a little bit.
I hope there was like some library that opened during like the early months of the pandemic, and they were just like, we're just going to open the whole library, like freelibrary.com or something like that. And they just like made all their stuff available online. I don't know if they have audiobooks, but you should definitely see if they're still doing that.
I mean, you can also, there are some libraries that allow you to sign up for a library card for them, even if you don't have an address in their district.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you can find like a list of what libraries do that. But when people outside of the States are like looking for libraries and stuff, like you can still be part of an American library, even if you're not living in the US, even if you're not a citizen. You just have to find a library that doesn't require you to put an address in for your card, because a lot of them still have digital cards. So I mean, it does require a step to like find a place that does it, but I think there's definitely some that have promoted the fact that they like are pretty open. I don't know if it's like small library, like I don't know what libraries do this. I just saw something about this a couple months ago when people were talking about on Twitter like how when Americans are like, oh, why don't you just go to the library when people want books and stuff, it's like, okay, we don't have libraries, which is like totally a fair thing to be annoyed about. But I also think there's like a lot of free library access stuff that is just not promoted at all, that nobody knows about, which is also part of the problem.
Yeah. Also, Darian, maybe you could just share my aunt's one from Georgia and just listen to Bridgerton books, because my mom has the Bridgerton books downloaded to the app, but I'm sure you can also just take random stuff out if you want. I'll just give you the account number.
I'll just listen to Bridgerton on repeat.
Yeah, that's also my mom's library account as well, so I'm sure you can log into her.
Everyone just give Darian your mom's account.
Yeah.
Just for like Outlander, Bridgerton, etc.
That's 90% of what my mom reads. So.
My mom is like more of like a thrillery type person. Like she likes to read like Dexter type thriller, murder type stuff. But every time I'm like, what did you think about this? She's like, no, I only want to read this. Like Anne Rice or whatever. And I'm like, okay. But then she found out about Bridgerton and she was like, this is all I'm going to listen to for the rest of my life. I'm like, okay, Mom. I'm like, oh.
I mean, my mom loved the show, so I'm sure she would like the books.
My mom's become the Bridgerton dealer in the neighborhood because she owns most of the books. Yes, like all of the ladies in the neighborhood are like, can you give us your copy of it?
Oh my gosh.
the library's out for the next like 6 months for the physical copies. So unless you want to listen to it on audiobook, you have to wait. Which I was like, they're literally mass market paperbacks. Like
I was gonna say, like, can you just buy them? Like,
yeah, they're like literally $5 online for some of them. But I think they just like all want to circulate their books among each other. But yeah, she's been loaning them out to like everybody that she goes on walks with. And they're all very excited, but she was missing one of them, and so she wanted to complete her collection. And I guess like Amazon upped the price by $3 the other day. God forbid. And she was like, how dare they? It was in my cart. It was $5 and now it's $8. I was like,
I think her mom and I are the same person.
It's still an $8 book.
I mean, like, I'm also the same way where it's like, I had it in my cart. I was going to buy it eventually.
I'm like, they're definitely going to drop the price again in a week. So how about you just, like, wait?
Just get, like, WikiBuy or whatever that thing is that tells you, like, the price is going to go down. Don't worry about it. But
I was like, also just, like, hang out by the used bookstore. I'm sure someone will donate a copy at some point. It's the amount of Bridgerton books that exist in the universe. There's so many.
Yeah, like 12 months from now, like the bookstores are just going to be overflowing with them. It'll be like 28 copies of the book.
Oh my god.
Well, I feel like the hype isn't going to go down though, because they're filming the second season now, and I feel like they're going to try to get it out. Like,
yeah.
They cast the girl
early.
from Sex Education for season 2.
I texted my mom a picture, and she was like, Kate in the books isn't supposed to be pretty. And I was like, well, she's like, she's so pretty. Why?
Oh my god.
I guess like Kate is supposed to look average. And I'm like, well,
average for Hollywood or average for regular people?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that
everybody's standards have to start here for averageness.
My mom came home one day and she was like, all the girls at work are talking about this show, Bridgerton. And she was like, you want to watch it? I was like, Mom, I really don't think you would like it. And I don't want to watch it, so sorry.
Oh my god.
But my mom's
Am I
very much like a
drinking tea?
mysteries type of person.
This is
like-
apple juice, okay? It's just very light color.
Yeah, tea. She's just having her nightly glass of tea.
Oh my god.
It keeps everything flowing.
Rip.
Sis,
Yikes.
I can't believe it.
God damn.
Wait, hold on. I feel like I missed a whole conversation about Amish fiction.
Yes. Caroline said my mom exclusively reads pirate or Amish fiction. There's no in between.
Wow.
It's so different. Oh my god. Can your mom make a video essay about how pirate fiction and Amish fiction actually have so many parallels and they're just metaphors for each other? I do. Carolyn.
My mom's the audience for those Amish and baked good mystery mass markets.
Moms would be, honestly.
Yeah,
Mm.
they have to be a good time.
My mom's favorite author is 𝗙𝗏𝗏, who writes mysteries like in the national park.
Wait,
Various national parks across the U.S. That's her
Oh
thing.
my god.
That's so cool.
I love that.
Wow, I'm gonna go listen. What? Nevada?
𝗙𝗏𝗏, BARR.
And her name is Nevada.
I was gonna say, just like Nevada bar, Hannah Montana. What's the difference? I'm gonna go Hannah Montana. I can't believe this. In our Lord's year 2021, I finally get a book from Hannah Montana again at last.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
This is why you have me on the show, right? To just make a fool of myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not making a fool of yourself. Also, we missed this Caroline comment. Okay, but what was the TV show about the Rev War? Because
I know
watched
what you're
everything.
talking about. Liberty Kids.
Was Disney Channel show?
Mm.
Is it Liberty
Oh,
Kids?
the
Yeah, it was
Revolutionary.
on like PBS maybe.
Yeah, I think it was PBS.
I do not know.
Also loved Cyber Chase, which was also a PBS show.
Okay, this is
Oh
the show.
my gosh.
I don't think I've ever watched that
show?
one.
I don't know
Liberty-
Oh
that.
my god, maybe I
Never seen
did.
it? I had to watch it for school so many times.
I
And,
actually
like,
think I have seen it.
Okay, but Cyber Chase was amazing. I still, as a full-grown
I
adult,
love that
sometimes
show.
I just go on YouTube and listen to the
Yeah.
theme song.
Did you ever play that game on the website that was like you had to fill the beakers up to the
Yes.
exact
I saw this TikTok the other day of like
Oh my
original
God.
Disney Channel games online and like all these like old games we used to play, and I miss them so much. Like Cyber Chase had them, but then there was the ones on was it DisneyChannel.com? Ugh.
Did you ever play the one where it was like the Sweet Life and you had to like avoid
Yes.
everybody else? You had
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
the hotel and stuff.
Mhm. My favorite was like the Lilo and Stitch sandwich maker.
Me
Yeah.
too. I
That
forgot
was
the name.
iconic.
Like
I also loved like the
67 or whatever.
wild thornberries one where you took care of the
Oh my God.
animals.
Oh my god.
I love the Wild Thornberry.
Me too.
Like the first show I actually like remember in my mind. Like it's the best. It was so good.
I simmed
I simmed
She's a redhead.
Sarah, Liberty's kids.
Katya started singing the theme song, and I love it.
Who's?
Yes.
Oh.
Cyber Chase, we're moving, we're beating back. I know it. I'm not afraid.
Amazing.
I love it.
It was
Yes.
iconic.
Ugh.
When we did like the Hannah Montana readathon a couple months ago, we went on like the Wayback Machine and did like the Hannah Montana Disney Channel games. It was fun.
Love that.
I feel like she had something where like you had to keep changing her clothes or something.
Yeah, it was like a memory game. You had to remember what outfit she was
Yeah.
wearing. We played that one on the live.
I remember that.
What a simpler time.
Run
Truly.
home from school and just play Disney Channel games for like 3 hours.
Watch Cyber Chase. Love that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, do we want to read? Do we want to play Among Us?
Wait, I need to finish my spread.
Okay.
Oh wait, also I forgot to tell you what I'm reading, but I'm reading The Hating Game right now.
Oh.
Oh, we love that.
Good thoughts?
Yeah, I'm almost an
Thoughts?
hour in.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm interested in the whole, like, coworkers hate to love romance thing. And so far, it's just kind of like the setup of what's going on with the two of them. But I didn't realize it happened in, like, a publishing house or anything, which is interesting. Especially given, like, knowing anything about publishing now, which I did not a year ago. So I'm interested, especially being that they're like, yeah, it's so terrible. And I'm like, what's this message that you're pushing other than love? So,
I know that the movie's probably going to be like absolute shit, but I'm still really excited about it.
I'm getting it's going to be like a movie or something.
I don't even know when they're releasing it. Like, they filmed it over the course of November and like early December.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, they filmed it like a week. So I'm like, that doesn't give me high hopes for the quality.
Yikes.
Why is Casey mad?
Yeah, why is Casey, why are you, I don't understand.
Oh, it's probably because I said not Among Us, because I want to finish my spread.
Oh.
Casey is very pro.
I thought she was mad about the hating game, and I was like, Casey.
I was like, I don't think she's
We're
even
not
read
wrong.
it. I need to read that.
Oh, it's also what Christina B is reading.
Oh my gosh.
Twins.
That's
Hello.
It's like the book that I read when I'm upset, even though I'm like, this is probably not that great, but I don't care. Like, I've read so many better romance since reading it, but I think it was one of the first adult romance books that I like ever read. So now I have this like nostalgic spot for it.
I don't know that I've read any better romances than it, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I mean, there's some that have given me a similar feeling, but it's the one that I always reread. So I'm like, clearly it has a special place in my heart. I think just like trash for like true enemies to lovers. Like, they actually hate each other in the beginning of the book and are like not nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why I like this. What does it say?
But it's like, it's so much better than like those weird like bully romances, because like there's still like the sexual tension. They're not just like actually horrible to one another. Like, they're mean to each other, but
they're mean to each other, but you can also tell they're
like
very
adults.
attracted to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I can't like define what it is, but I guess it's kind of like the rivalry type thing that I enjoy. Like when there's like sort of a rivalry, and not necessarily like I hate you, but just like I'm gonna be better than you, which so far is what I'm getting. Because like they were like, oh, I have to do this report. Are you working on the report? It's like, no, I did it 2 hours ago because I'm better than you. And I'm like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
Then they're like trying to outdo each other. I enjoy it.
Is this
I
for
like
like
that too.
least favorite tropes?
I mean, obviously miscommunication, the worst. Hate that. If you like in the most broad terms of things, I hate like the third act breakup trope.
I was just about to say that.
I hate that so much. I was reading Danny Brown a couple
Do you
weeks
remember
ago.
that drama on Twitter where authors got so mad that people didn't like the third act breakup just because Mina from Mina Reads put out a tweet saying she disliked the third act breakup? Okay, her tweet was literally just, stop doing a third act breakup. We don't like it. And it got like so many retweets, like not just from like book Twitter folks, but like so many people. And then all these authors were like, well, you know, don't tell us what to do. And I was like, but she's not. It was so bad. It was so bad. And
I feel like authors on Twitter are way too sensitive.
Yeah, and I understood what some authors were saying. We're like, oh, like we're still gonna do that trope if we want to. And I was like, yeah, no one's saying that you can't.
Yeah.
People are just saying they don't
really
like
know
it.
people you specifically to not be like, okay. I can understand, like, in general, people on Twitter cannot just take a breath and keep scrolling. Like, there's no reason you have to retweet. You don't have to reply. Just keep scrolling. It's not for you. Just keep. It doesn't matter. That's on your phone. And here's the whole world. Go do something over there.
Well,
step away.
The weird line on book Twitter between professional book Twitter and reviewer and like consumer book Twitter is really weird. It should be there. And yet sometimes I think authors often step over the line a little too far. I mean, reviewers and readers also probably do that often as well, but they have like less power in the power dynamic than someone with a platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, don't step over the line, please, authors.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not appropriate.
I feel like also like the differences between like someone is like a professional and they write for their job. So like
yeah, versus like your average 16-year-old who has a Twitter who's just like mouthing off is different.
Yeah, and like even if you're not, like it's also like your hobby, so like it's less like you have to have the professional air, and yet authors act like it's also just like I get it's like also something they deeply care about, but it's kind of weird to just
and without like book reviewers and that kind of thing, like who would promote your books? So like what are you going around attacking people for?
Yeah.
Like, we're your direct audience, like
Yeah. Like, okay.
especially when it's like they attacked me and it's like they didn't. They stated their opinion about a book or something, and it's like
It wasn't even an
didn't
opinion
tag
about
you,
a
didn't
specific
mention
book,
you,
though.
didn't reference
It was
you.
literally about a trope.
generalization, and it's like it's really fine. Like
Yeah.
I don't
It
understand.
would be one thing if she was like, I absolutely abhor this book and this author as a person because they included the third act breakup in their book. And the tweet was literally just, I hate this trope. And it wasn't calling anyone out. And I was like, why are you so mad?
Yeah.
Like-
also, even if she had tweeted that, you can also just choose not to respond.
Exactly.
Such a choice more people should make. Just don't care. Like, just stop
Yeah.
caring. Oh my god. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's one person's opinion. It's fine.
And if you care that much, like go care to your therapist, not Twitter.
No, don't stop
Yeah.
telling us. Do not let us know.
Yeah.
It's really okay.
Yeah. I was like, unless someone's tweet at an author is like problematic in some way, I'm like if it's an innocent tweet about an innocent trope that they don't think should be in their books, just move on. If someone's saying something actually about your book that's harmful, sure, like assert yourself. But more often than not, I feel like it's just people being like, well, you can't tell me what to do. I don't think they ever really did, but yeah.
It's authors tweet like they basically are tweeting out like you're not my mom, and it's like okay.
Yeah, nobody ever said they were. Also, like a lot of these people who are tweeting at them are minors. So I'm like, there's like a weird power dynamic there. Like you're an adult and the person that you might be subtweeting is a child in some cases. In some cases, not all cases, but like I've seen it before where authors have subtweeted children. And I'm like, people put their age in their bios for a reason. Like if the age is under 18, do not subtweet. Like don't subtweet anyway. But like don't
do that.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't. I don't know. Anyway, hello.
Oh, yeah, rant aside. We all hate the third act breakup.
I think City of Angels was what Jaleesa's reading on sprints like 2 days ago or something. If I'm wrong, let me know. But how are you liking it? Because I remember you not liking it on those sprints. I think.
Is that in the City of Bones series?
I think so.
Is it the City of Fallen Angels? Or is this a different one?
Yeah. Fallen Angels.
Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe
I'm just confused.
He hates the teacher-student romance relationship, but that's super specific.
That shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
No.
I don't like age gaps in general very much.
Also,
I don't like any kind of weird power dynamic issue.
Well, they make me so uncomfortable too because like when I was in college, there were professors who had their age settings to a like degree where they could have had a student on campus who was like the main population in the area they were working match with them on an app, and I was like it just made me so uncomfortable, like the prospects of that, because like even if you're not a person in a class.
Does that mean somebody matched with them? Because otherwise, how would you know that? Like, we're
my
teachers.
friend saw someone she worked with who was a professor in a lab, like she worked with him. And so she decided, this was on Bumble, so she decided to swipe right to see if he had his age setting lower. And she was just like, fuck it, see what happens. And then like a week later, she got the notification that matched. Like he literally worked with her in the same lab and was her professor. Yeah. I mean, she immediately unmatched, but I was like, those make me especially uncomfortable knowing that, there's professors, like, beyond just, like, the uncomfortable sexual harassment in the classroom, like, the addition of dating apps and, like, saying you're available for an 18-year-old, a 35-year-old man. Weird.
I feel like he shouldn't have
even if it's legal.
showed up on the app. Like, because I mean, I don't know how Bumble works, but I figure it's kind of like they shouldn't show up on the app unless they're in your age range or something. Like if they're seeking in your age range.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
technically, it's not supposed to show up. But like even if you set the setting to a certain point, like sometimes people still show up. It's weird.
Well, a lot of times too, I think technically like you set your age range, and then if you like swipe through every single person in that age range, then it'll start showing you people outside.
Yeah. Or like if you're not swiping right often enough, like the app will get mad at you.
What? The app will get mad at you?
Like if you're not utilizing the app enough, like it's not going to take your preferences into account as much.
Are you kidding me?
Weird.
Wait, are you serious?
I didn't know that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like if you don't say you set your age setting to like 18 to 20.
Okay, wait, no, that's like if I went on Duolingo sometimes and I didn't do it enough, and then the owl was like, "Well, you can't learn French anymore. Now you have to learn Italian." Like,
I'm pretty sure because the thing with these apps are like you can pay for a premium membership, right? Like on Bumble, you can pay money to like set more settings on it and that sort of thing. So obviously they're going to prioritize those algorithms too above people who don't pay for the app. So people who are in the older age category, like say I'm 35, right? And my age category is 18 to 40 or something. Even if there are 18-year-olds who say they do not want to see 35-year-olds, if I'm paying for the app and they're not, I still might show up on their feed. Because like my algorithm's taking priority because I'm paying for it. I shouldn't have said me because that's weird, but like you get the idea. It's like the way that the algorithms for these apps work are just like messed up because they're obviously going to prioritize the person who's investing money in it. So which is more likely to be the person who's older in a lot of these cases too.
Oh my god, why did I ever believe in anything ever? Oh my god, this is so horrible.
Damn.
I don't know. Dating apps are weird.
Why do we even have a show called Black Mirror when we're living it? Oh my god.
Some of my favorite TikToks are when girls go through like Hinge profiles or whatever, and they have the like question set, and every boy's answer is the same.
Yeah,
like hundreds of them.
Oh my god,
it cracks me up.
Well, people who make TikToks though showing people's dating profiles without their consent though also makes me so uncomfortable because I'm like, imagine if you appeared in someone's video and you had no idea, like the data privacy issues. Like obviously, if you're putting yourself out there on an app, like you're consenting to your lack of privacy, I guess. But like,
that's true.
Well, I've seen some people like clearly show. I think there's one girl who like has a specific question. She shares answers, but she only shares them when she asks the person. If she
like can I?
Yeah, like can I share this on TikTok? Because I think she has like 100,000 people following her. So a lot of these guys are just like fine with it. But I'm still like.
That's a good point. My instinct is just never to think about feeling bad for men. So
yeah.
Okay, wait.
The ones where people get exposed for like the constant fish pictures.
A tarot card that was like read a book by a man.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, she had to come up with so.
I was trying to be inclusive.
I've read what? No, it needs to be more exclusive. What are you doing?
I know. I don't know.
You should have one that's like read a book where a man dies. Like it'll be a murder mystery.
Maybe I'll change it to that.
Where a man dies. Love
I don't know. Aren't there different ways to read tarot cards? So like if you pull it upside down, then it'll be like read a book where a man dies. But if you pull it right side up, it's like now you have to read a book by a man.
That's but then I'd have to come up with like double the prompts that
every single one, if you pull it upside down, is just read a book where a man dies.
Oh my god!
It's the balance. It's the balance.
See, if it's a plot twist, though, how would you even know before you picked up the book? Like,
you gotta read books where it's just like a man dies on the road and the detective has to find out who did it, and you'll be like, perfect.
The problem isn't
what is this, like a Norwegian crime fiction? Yeah. Like,
well, I do have a book on my shelf, Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane. I'm pretty sure she kills her husband in that book. But then we don't know if he's dead or not, so.
Yeah, isn't that the one where like his
Close
body
enough.
disappears or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is different. Oh,
I
okay.
wanna
I'm
read
thinking of
that.
My Lovely Wife.
Rachel said death.
Just-
Honestly though,
Hello. I love
don't-
saying
Elena says, what did I get myself into?
What?
You look like you're over there regretting life.
I'm concerned for Rachel.
I feel like I'm just used to this behavior by now. I'm just like, there she goes.
there she goes.
I mean,
There she goes again.
Oh my gosh.
you can't have a live show without, a moment.
Without me
Well,
saying
this is your
something,
moment.
cancel myself. It's fine.
I mean, we
Rachel
also
said-
established that we
gender
can't say
equality.
filet mignon either, so
Right,
there's
exactly.
some good moments.
Tomorrow
Rachel
you're
said
gonna.
gender equality, as in we should probably see if men die or not. I don't know. Same as women. We should just see. It's an experiment. We should just see.
StreamYard's about to shut my live down.
StreamYard is like, you are not even streaming right now. Like, we're pulling this
One
from you.
time I posted something. It was like when Emily Ratajkowski, however you say her name, had that article, and I reposted it on my Instagram story, and I think I like captioned it like "Death to all men" or something. And Instagram wouldn't let me post it. It took it down immediately.
Oh
my God.
Was that her article about the photographer who like
Yeah.
took pictures of her and then she like lost the? Okay, yes, that made me very angry when I read that. I was like,
I mean, I was just saying it as like a one-off thing, but Instagram was like, no.
Instagram is like, stop. This is a hate crime. I'm a man. You can't say this about me. It's like, oh my God.
Basically. Mark Zuckerberg was like,
What's that quote from The Office where Michael Scott is like, this is a hate crime, and they're like, no, it's not. And he's like, well, I hated it.
That's a good one.
Classic.
That's right now.
All right.
Oh yeah, wait, we were gonna sprint.
Yeah. How long do you need to finish your
I have to
thing?
finish my book.
I think like 25 minutes would be good.
Okay. Let's do that then.
And maybe some.
We'll
Stress.
read until 55. Give me an extra couple minutes in there.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Just in case.
I'm stressed.
Why?
Strange the Dreamer.
Because
Oh.
things are gonna
Oh,
happen.
how many
soon.
pages do you have? Or what page are you on? I should say. What page are you on?
I'm on 436
Out of
out of 5. 1
5?
moment, please. Yeah, out of 5.
Oh man.
532. So I'm not gonna finish it now, but like things are in motion, and I'm stressed. Yeah.
Wait, who has read Strange the Dreamer before? Obviously, Ms. Darian. Okay, Jess. Okay.
Just read it.
Have you
That's
read
all.
it? Okay. Do you
I
agree?
like how Jess was like, read to 55, and then
we just
nothing.
Well,
it was like absolutely not. Like, this is FaceTime now, as far as I'm concerned. So
That was preemptive though,
Someone else
because
is reading Strange the Dreamer. Hello.
hello, Dolphin Reader.
What part are you at without spoiling anything? I need to know.
Wait, Lisa. I know that you read Strange the Dreamer, and I don't care. What is the slander that I don't care? I care.
where was this going though, Rachel? Why were you asking?
Okay, it's like I didn't really know what Strange the Dreamer was about, but then I was very surprised when Darian was reading it and was like, I'm hurt. And I was like, why? It's your favorite book. And she was like, yeah, I like it because it's hurting me. And I was like, oh, I thought it was like a nice, fun book about a boy who goes into a magical world.
No.
And now I'm learning. So I didn't know if this was like an individual experience and that it's like the pain is exemplified because of the favoritism towards the book, or if it's just like, no, it's just straight pain.
I mean, it was. I can't remember if it made me cry or not.
It made me cry.
I bet it did. I
crying
cried at everything, so.
Like it's like I would say the first like 75% is like this is going well and I'm sure everything will end fine. And then it's like no.
Actually, I definitely did cry, I remember now. But I did really like it. I gave it 5 stars, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Still haven't read the second one though. I'm so bad at reading series, like very bad.
The second one will definitely make you cry.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm planning to read it this year, but we will see.
Like, anyways.
Yes, it's like, stop talking. Stop. Stop.
Putting that up on the screen was like a subtle, like, Rachel,
so
shut up.
Quiet, aggressive way to be like.
She's just there for whenever you decide to stop talking.
Jessica's are flashing where it's like, I said stop. Like, okay.
Oh, you know when they play the music at the Oscars when they like want them to get off the stage? That's what that was.
Jess, just open that on another tab, and anytime someone just starts speaking, he's like, I was like, okay. Thank you, good night. Okay, fine, I'll read for real. Okay, I'm muting myself.
You're the one that wanted to sprint anyway.
I did. You gave me extra time and I'm using it.
Yeah, like, you're literally the one that brought it up first.
The more I speak.
Oh my god.
Why? I'm muting.
Did you finish your spread, Rachel? Or are you still going?
I am on my mood spread, and I just finished it, which is great.
Woohoo.
Can we get
I
a sneak
finished my
peek?
book.
Yeah. Oh no, I guess it has not been filming. That's amazing. I love it when that happens.
No.
Oh no. This is the mood. It's a peachy. Oh, I can't do my camera. It's a peachy theme, so I have, like,
I like it.
I can't.
That's cute.
It's all weird, but yeah.
It's close to being the Animal Crossing fruit, but it's just like a little bit off. Because you got the peach, the orange, and the what else?
They're all peaches. They're just all different colored peaches, but that would
one
be so
looks like an apple, and one looks like a pear.
Different colors. That would have been so smart. I just don't have a brain like that. Because I just have not played Animal Crossing yet, so I don't know.
I've also never played Animal Crossing.
You should get it, and then we could play.
Yeah.
I have it. I just have not, like, I've taken it out of the cartridge, put it in the Switch, and then just taken it back out. That's all I've done with it so far.
Why?
Because we have a different, we have the Switch game that's like Ring Fit to exercise. And so my dad and I both use it, and we do it every day. So I put it in to play Animal Crossing, got distracted, and he was like, "Can I play Ring Fit now on the Switch? Can I have it back?" So I had to take it back out so he could play his thing.
Good story.
It's a riveting story. Thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
Did you say you finished your book, Elena?
Yeah, I finished it. It was okay.
How was
it? The ending was really rushed, so
yeah,
that's my complaint. But I don't know. It's like 3.5 star. Like, it was good. Wasn't amazing, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I also didn't set my expectations too high before I went into it, though, because retellings, I just usually keep them pretty low.
Yeah.
I have yet to read like a retelling that has truly blown me away, but it was like a solid one. So, of any book, I think. I don't know what retellings I have read, though. Now that I'm trying to think of like stuff I read recently that's a retelling.
I haven't read very many. I just keep thinking about *𝗵𝘱 by Alex Blinn.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I read a ton of them back in high school, but I actually don't think I've read too many recently. If I have read stuff, it's been like kind of inspired by, but like not truly a retelling. Like Spinning Silver is like Rumpelstiltskin-esque, but I wouldn't call it a retelling. Like, I think that's the only one I probably read last year, like a retelling. I don't know what else would qualify.
I've read ACOTAR. That's it, basically.
ACOTAR, it kind of counts, but like it's like a very loose retelling.
Very loosely.
Very loosely. She was like, it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast, and then we all read way too much into it.
I feel like it was like her trying to blurb the book, and it was like, it's like Beauty and the Beast, but if, and everyone was like, no. It's like Beauty and the Beast. We got it. We got the blurb. Don't say another word. We've got it. And meanwhile, it's like, is it at all the same? Not really.
You have a man who turns kind of into a beast, so that's the similarity.
Okay, Lisa, Casey, I definitely agree with this. I think the movie is way better than the book. Because in the book, he like actually turns into like a hairy beast. But in the movie, he's just like, it's modernized. I don't know.
What is this? What do you mean?
The one with Alex, what's this, Alexander?
Alex Pettyfer and Vanessa Hudgens are in this movie.
And he has like a tattoo on the side of his face, right? Or it's like,
yeah, well, he like has like lightning scars like all over his body.
Yeah,
and that's supposed to like make him a beast.
Where have I been? Okay,
this is like 2012, 2013, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like a real throwback. I don't think I ever saw the movie, but I remember the commercials.
Oh, I
remember like the days of Alex Pettyfer when he was like really big.
In everything, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone fan cast him for everything. Literally any teen book that people wanted to become a movie in 2012, 2013, fan casted for every male lead.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what they looked like.
Yeah, when Hunger Games was coming out, they were like, he's Peeta. And then when Catching Fire was coming out, they were like, he's Finnick.
Well, I always kind of really pictured him as like Jace from City of Bones. Like, I feel like he would have been really good as.
Oh, the amount of fan cast that he was in for that was funny, and I think people convinced themselves at one point that he was actually going to be in the movie.
Yeah, I think so too.
Where is he? What's he up to?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's probably pretty old by now.
I mean, I feel like he has a face that like he could still look pretty young though. He looks good now. What has he been?
He's 30.
He aged well.
Accurate.
What was the last thing he was in? Let me see.
He's a voice actor for Family Guy. Who would have known? I mean,
a man of many
he's
talents.
only starred in 25 things. That's not like a lot for IMDb, and yet we all know his name. Yeah, he like hasn't done anything recently.
Yeah, he's just living the dream.
He was in Magic Mike in 2012, so
there you go.
Yeah, like what was okay? He was in I Am Number 4. He was in Beastly, Magic Mike, and that's like about it.
Really? I feel like he was everywhere at one point.
I thought he was too, but he actually hasn't been in a lot. I'm kind of surprised.
I don't know.
Maybe he has a lot of doppelgangers.
Maybe.
This is incredible. Okay, I'm reading the synopsis of Beastly because I'm still on that. And apparently, spoilers, at some point, I guess the Beast character, Kyle, great name, by the way, fantastic Beast name, comes to the witch, who is just some girl, like... Okay. I thought it was like his cousin and she just like beat him up and turned him into a beast, but no, it's just like some girl. Okay, so she decides not to restore like his form, but she will give green cards to the maid's children. That's a witch power?
Wait, what?
I guess.
Like, okay. It says, it literally says, Kyle visits Kendra to plead for more time. I guess like to fall in love or whatever. She refuses, but agrees to restore Will's vision, which is, I think, his butler, or his tutor, I'm sorry, and grant green cards to Zola's 3 children in Jamaica if he gets Lindy to fall in love with him. What?
I forgot that plot point.
You can do that? What's going on?
Isn't the
she
witch
goes to a school trip to Machu Picchu?
I was just thinking about
that's
that.
the part where it's like, I have to go. Where it's like, he goes to meet her one last time before she goes on a school trip to Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu? What school is paying for a trip to Machu Picchu? That is my question.
And then Kyle tells her to go.
Did she go to school in New York City? I thought it took New York. Yeah, I went to school in New York. Did she go to private school?
I don't remember.
What school in New York can afford Machu Picchu?
I feel like a lot of schools in New York are private schools, though. Like, in the city.
Yeah, but, like, the school's still not paying for it. Like, you still gotta put up a couple $1,000s to go on that trip.
Who knows?
A lot.
I mean, she was rich, living in some weird, crazy brownstone house. Trapped in there with this random man.
Who is Hunter? Who is this?
I don't know.
The name he goes by. It says he goes by the name Hunter.
Oh. Okay.
Instead of Kyle, because Kyle would...
he persuades her father to allow her to move in with him? That's so creepy.
What? Who persuades Lindy's father, Rock LaFortune, to allow her to move in with him? At first, Kyle has a false identity and introduces himself as Hunter. Because Kyle is too terrible of a name. It's so funny. It's like, call me Hunter. It's like, Your name's Kyle.
Okay,
Like,
this is also so weird. So she tells him that she loves him, and it breaks the curse. And then his former self is restored, but she doesn't recognize him. So she has to call his phone to confirm it's him, and then they make out.
when his phone rings, which is how she knows it's really him.
Couldn't she just like ask him a personal question, like only he would know the answer to?
The fact he was like, "Wait, I have to call and make sure it's really you."
Wait, after the curse is lifted, Will wakes up with the ability to see, and Zola receives the green card. So apparently, it is an ability that the witch has in this.
Oh my god. Are you reading the book synopsis or the movie synopsis?
Movie synopsis.
Oh my god, I don't remember any of it.
An alternate ending was filmed where Lindy gets kidnapped by the drug dealer and Kyle gets shot.
I do remember that. On like the DVD, they had like the alternate ending, and I do remember watching that.
Oh, in the alternate ending, as he lies dying, she confesses her love to him.
It was used in the official video game for the Wii. There's a Wii game of Beastly, and I don't have it.
Oh my god.
Merchandising.
Oh my god.
There's
I also
figures
remember...
and bobbleheads too, if you would like them.
Oh my god. I also can't believe that Mary-Kate Olsen was the witch.
Yep.
It got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's kind of sad.
I mean,
pretty low.
No, that's pretty good. That's given
20%.
Given what they had to work with, and the fact that the witch can grant you green cards, and then the girl can't tell it's him unless she calls him, even though it's right in front of him, and then he just changes to be beautiful, and she's like, "Who? Never. No." No.
I also remember reading the book, and there was like a playlist in the back that Lindy or whatever her name is would listen to, and I specifically remember Mona Lisa by Panic at the Disco.
Oh my god, what a bop! Okay.
oh my god.
So her name in the book is Linda, not Lindy.
Wow. Well, they had to modernize it somehow. Linda?
It's not like girls aren't named Linda now, though. Like
Linda? Not a good Belle name. Lindy. Now we're talking. Now.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
How do you get the name Lindy? Like, is that a nickname?
Yeah, I thought Oh, actually, no, I do know someone named Lindy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, is it short for Lindsay or just?
I don't know. I worked with her, and that's what she went by. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if that's like the name that was written on her checks.
Did she have a boyfriend named Hunter or Kyle?
I feel like it could be short for like Belinda.
Yeah, Belinda.
That makes sense.
It could be short for Belinda.
Or Linda.
Or Belindy.
I really don't think her name was Belindy. But if it was, I understand why she went by Lindy.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Belinda.
I wonder. I mean, it could be a real name, Belindy.
It could be, but I'm still laughing. Belinda.
Okay, it's not a real name, but it's totally a name that someone from, like, you know, those that meme with the pregnant woman with all of the baby names. That would be a name on there. All right, my mom is calling for me. Oh no.
Oh,
oh god.
Oh no.
Anyways, I cried a little during that sprint, so that's fun.
Oh no.
I'm not even at the sad part yet. I'm just like anticipating it, so I'm just like crying.
Sometimes that's the worst.
Yeah, like I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, you sweet children.
She wasn't calling my name, she was just singing very loudly. I have no idea what's happening.
Love that.
I'm so confused. She might have been calling my name at one point, but then I just hear her singing now, so I have no idea. I'm like waiting for her to like knock on my door any second though, and like call me for some unnecessary reason.
My parents have been asleep for like 3 hours already.
I wish.
Yeah, my mom's sleeping, I think, unless she's listening. Hello.
Is your mom watching our sprints?
Well, she had them on before, but now she's upstairs, so she's probably not.
Oh, she watches? I'm so sorry for what I said.
Well, usually she leaves them on and she'll like kind of watch, but she mostly just leaves them on to like.
She's boosting the algorithm.
Yeah.
I appreciate her contribution to my watch hours, even though I don't really need them anymore.
Yeah, oh my god, yesterday I was like, there's ads on this.
Yeah, so the more watch hours you get, the more the algorithm boosts your videos. So I mean,
True.
it is good actually.
We continue to support.
Yeah,
That's
like
Rachel, why did you change your
Mel
name?
from Mel Reads, like as soon as she started doing her live sprints like almost every day, like the way that her videos got boosted by YouTube, like it just proves to me that the watch hours are a big part of it because
That's interesting.
I didn't know
like her channel blew up overnight, but it was like I think because she does the live sprints like almost every day and she gets like 100 people on them. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's like 200 something people on them all the time now.
Yeah.
And like even as people like come in and out, it's still like 200 something.
Yeah, but I'm convinced that like that the quickest way to channel growth is obviously having quality content on the one hand, but also like live sprints do boost it because they kind of like double your watch hours because you're forcing people to watch at normal speed.
Yeah.
Which otherwise like a lot of people don't watch YouTube on normal speed and I don't blame them, but live sprints you're forced to, so it's good.
True.
Also,
and just longer content in general.
Yeah.
People watching it longer, more hours.
I know every time I put up a video that's longer than 20 minutes, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like,
so many of my videos are like between 20 and 30 minutes, and I'm like, I just can't stop talking. I'm really sorry.
I feel like a lot of my longer ones do better though, which is interesting.
Yeah, see, that's what
same, but
I
I'm like,
think YouTube itself likes longer content. Like it will push
YouTube
your longer
likes
content.
longer content, but I
it
wish
wants
it
people to stay on their website longer.
But see, it's also like that versus like us just playing Among Us, and there are only like 6 people in the chat, but they stay for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
thank you guys. You were the reason I'm monetized.
Yeah.
Well, so YouTube, by requiring the 4,000 hour like monetization thing, essentially incentivize people to make long videos. Like they have created this. So like if they didn't prioritize long videos, even though it's kind of annoying that's like what is boosted the most, I would also be annoyed because I'm like, you literally built the algorithm. Like you have to build it so people are actually able to get monetized because otherwise like
why have
the threshold is kind of crazy, honestly. Like
to a certain extent I get it because like I feel like if they went back to how it used to be where you could literally get monetized without anything, like for people who are not dedicated to creating content on their terms, like it wouldn't be profitable for YouTube, but I still think small creators, like I don't think as long as you're posting consistently, like you should still be able to be monetized. You're not going to make anything off of it, but it's more of like a principle thing, I think.
I wonder though if like for people who like post stuff that's not theirs, or like let's say that somebody just like posts like old Disney Channel shows and stuff on YouTube, it's not like their content, so maybe that's why there's like that threshold in the first place, so they don't just make $1 million from the 5 million views.
I think that's part of the review process, though. In general, though, like
like your channel has to
for that reason.
Standards.
Yeah.
Well, actually, some of those like can't even be monetized in the first place. Like some.
Yeah, because like the 4,000 watch hours is like when you can apply, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get it. But obviously, like a BookTube channel isn't gonna struggle to get it. But I could see other types of channels like applying and being rejected based on what their content has been.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, though, if you're putting up stuff like old TV reruns and stuff, like they're not going to be able to be monetized as individual videos anyway because you're going to get blocked on copyright. So I don't know if it would matter if you got your watch hours from that, because even if you got monetized at that point, like none of your videos would be able to be monetized. So you'd have to start creating new content to make money off of it. But I also know that like for most folks who hit the 4,000 threshold and hit the subscriber threshold, like most people don't start actually cashing in their checks for like at least a month or two to hit the $40, unless you're having like really consistent uploading where you're getting like 500 plus views on every video. Like it takes a bit.
Yeah.
How much?
Or you get a video blow up. And
I just assumed it was like you get 0.0004 cents per view or something.
You can't like cash in your first check until you hit $40, I think, or something. Yeah, I forget the exact amount.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your CPM will tell you like how like you get 1 cent per, or how many cents you get per 100 views. I think that's what your CPM is. And it'll tell you like in your YouTube studio what that is.
Yeah, it also depends on like how long people watch the ads. Do people click on the ads?
But like I think each individual channel has a different rate, because channels that like a lot of ads, like that not very ad friendly, will have a lot lower CPM. Murphy Napier did an interesting video on this actually. Her CPM is like super, super high because of the kind of content she makes, and like especially like financial channels and that kind of thing have a really high like percentage of money that they make per view because a lot of people want to advertise on their content. It's really interesting, but I've made $2 whole in my first 3 days of being monetized.
Ooh.
I am about to quit my full-time job.
Yeah, I think also if you have like a backlog of videos that are performing well, that is also like as soon as you put ads up on them,
then you just
that's what gets you. Yeah. I need to get monetized because my Percy Jackson video has like 25,000 views, and once it gets added on Disney Plus, it's gonna take off again because it's like one of the top search results, and I need to be monetized by them because I want to make money off of it. Like I don't care about any of my other videos making money, but like that one, the 15-second ad before.
Are you at 4K watch hours?
No, I'm not.
Oh my God,
because I am not consistent. I'm not consistent with uploading at all.
Everybody just go watch Elena's video.
Yeah, I will make a playlist and we will play you in the background.
Yeah.
I also kind of played myself on this one though too, because when I started getting back into YouTube, I thought the algorithm was the same from when I used to YouTube a couple years ago, which was like 12 to 15-minute videos were like the priority. And so when I first came back, I started making a lot of videos in that time range. And I mean, they did fine in the algorithm, but like my watch hours were lower. And so now I'm making longer videos because I'm not like holding back and restricting myself based on some arbitrary standard that I thought was like the algorithm, because that was the primary reason I was making them shorter before. But of course, like now my videos are getting more watch hours, but I'm still kind of like picking up on the backlog of the last like, well, not the last couple months, but like over the summer was when I was making shorter videos.
That's so interesting. I just like did not think about anything ever.
I like didn't really think about the prospect of hitting it in the short term, but the Percy Jackson video really helped. And then I was like, oh, I should try to focus on this. But I mean, I have until April or no. Yeah, mid-April to hit the 4,000, because that would be a year from when I uploaded my newer content. So if it gets past the date that I uploaded the Percy Jackson video, I'm screwed because that's where a lot of my hours are coming from. But I don't know. I mean, I think I can hit.
You should do some reading sprints because that's like the only reason I did it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about I'm only like 800 hours off, but I also average out at over like 20 hours a day. So I mean, it's just a matter of time. I just have to actually be consistent with uploading, which is the problem, because I only get that watch hours if I upload videos.
I am so.
It's really unfortunate how that works.
Yeah, I know. I mean, having to invest time and effort in YouTube, like, come on. The problem is I'm always so tired and I don't want to film, but I like editing, which I feel like is the opposite for a lot of people. A lot of people hate editing and love filming, and I'm like,
no,
putting makeup on.
I love editing.
I love it.
I've gotten to the point where I only put makeup on to film my intro and take my thumbnail, and then the rest of my videos, like a vlog style, it's just no makeup.
I love vlog style. It's perfect because it's just like I don't have to do the set. Like for me, like the most annoying thing is finding like a new background, because I just do a different background every single video, and then I have to find a way to put my camera somewhere that will not fall down. And that's like the biggest, most annoying thing. I could talk for hours. Everyone knows that. I will talk during the reading sprints. We know. But just the fact of like getting it there and then the whole house being quiet, because I live with my parents and my sister, and they're just constant noise all the time.
I didn't even notice you changed your name to Belindy. I literally just noticed that.
That's hello. Let me in the Belindy. me.
Every time
Yeah,
I
I
watch
don't
one
know.
of your videos, I'm like, how many rooms does she have in her house?
It's literally not that many. I just like this is like video 1, and then video 2 is just from that side. Like
You're deceiving everyone into thinking you live in like a mansion though, which is
it's a trick. There we go.
strategy.
Whereas me, I film in the exact same place all the time.
Same.
I like was switching it up for a bit and I was like, this requires too much effort. Like the fact that I have to like not drag myself to film, but just like I have to really hype myself up. And when I'm filming, I'm having a great time. But like the setup process, I'm like, oh my god. I shouldn't even dislike it that much. I literally have a ring light. Like it makes the job so much easier. And yet
Well, I have these like big fancy lights, but I don't like them near as much as just natural light. So I have this like short window, especially now during winter, of like when I can film.
I used to film on the other side of my bed where the light piece is in, but I don't like that background as much as filming with the window in the back. Of course, now my shade is broken, which looks weird, but what am I gonna do about it? My parents don't want to fix it. I'm like, okay. Nobody's asked about it though in a video yet, which is good.
Okay, I'll go ask on.
Yeah. So my next video be like, why is your shade? Why is the top of your shade open and the bottom
closed?
It just looks really weird because I want light coming in the background. I don't want the shade all the way up.
Okay, everybody go watch Jess's new playlist of Elena's videos and then just comment on the shade.
Every single one.
We'll get you the interaction.
Video in which the shade first starts looking weird because it's been
and then
like
we'll just watch the slow descent.
I ask my mom every day, when are we gonna fix the shade?
And we'll all be like,
no answer.
It'll be a whole thing. We'll have like
she was like, I don't know, I have to check in on that. Like, okay, like literally we have like, because when we got an addition on our house, we replaced all the shades. This was like years and years ago. But now like half of these shades we got years ago are broken. They're all the same company and stuff. I'm like, why don't we just get them all fixed at once?
I can't believe there's shade about shade. I can't believe this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my mom doesn't watch reading sprints, but this would be great if she did because it'd be like the subtle, like, please fix the shade.
It's
like, the weird thing about my blinds, every single night without fail, like nothing is touching them right now, but they will just randomly rattle.
That would creep me out so much.
It's really creepy. It happens like once a night, and I'm like, what?
I literally cannot open my windows at night because if I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I like hear weird noises, like in my like delirious sleep state, like I won't remember that the window's open, and so I'll be really creeped out that something is in my room.
I laugh, but that is also me.
Well, like my mom yelled at me over the summer because your room gets so hot at night. Like, you should open the windows, and I was like, no, because it's gonna be I'm gonna be sweating a lot when I think someone snuck into my bedroom at 3 a.m. Like that's a lot worse, I think. So.
I feel like I have just simply stopped caring. If someone's gonna come murder me, it's just gonna happen. I need my sleep. That's all. And well,
it's a long story.
I think if you rewind this sprint about 15 minutes, you might find the answer. Maybe.
Also, just to go to Lisa's comment, we gotta get Lisa monetized as well.
Yes.
I have been trying, Lisa, you know this. Every day I go for my walk, I put on Lisa's videos, and then I come back and hope for the best.
Darian puts on Lisa's videos, leaves the house, and then comes back.
Listen, well, I obviously watch them, but like, I'm not just gonna leave my computer not playing.
No, I mean, it's very nice. It's just the idea of like, turn it on, goodbye.
No, I'm trying to, whatever. I'm trying to use that time to get her watch hours up. I'm trying.
Okay, if we all donate, like, how much? 500? Okay, if we all donate 100 hours, then
done.
Soon.
Then she'll only have 100 left.
Yes.
So I just have to leave it.
We can all just do 125
for like a week straight.
Yeah.
I think also like you watching your own videos also counts towards your watch time, so you could also just
but the more you watch your own videos and the more you count as your own views, it decreases the amount of individual viewers on a video, and then the algorithm like drops it. Yeah, I know it's messed up. YouTube is like I like to rewatch my videos because I enjoy listening to myself talk. Like, I'll be the person with this. Yeah. But I'm also like, I'm screwing myself over because the more I do this, the more YouTube is like, I see you.
Well, and I think about it this way too. Like, even if I leave my videos play for like the 8 hours that I'm asleep, that's only 8 hours, and I need like 500. Like, and like, is this worth it?
Sometimes I watch some of my old videos and I'm like, damn, this is really good.
I also don't understand, like, sometimes you'll have a video that like does better than your other videos and you're like, but why? Like, why is this the one that YouTube pays attention to? And then I like try to replicate that, and then YouTube is like,
no,
10 out of 10. Like, worst views for the next one.
Yeah, that was like the opposite though. But my February plan with me absolutely tanked, and that my plan with me's are usually like my best performing videos every single month. So I was like, why did this one do so poorly? Like, it was literally 200 views less than the next one up my ranking. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I just want YouTube to explain the algorithm. I've watched some of their videos before. They have in like the creator studio, and they're like, oh, seasonal trends, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I want you to explain the actual process to me, not that during the school year, people watch less videos during the day. Like, obviously, like over the summer, you're going to have more watch hours in the afternoon for different time zones.
Yes.
They were also like, oh, don't post on a holiday. Or I was like, I guess it depends on the holiday.
Yeah.
I just don't think about it too much because it doesn't make any sense, and I just get angry.
Well, they also change it like every other week. Like, it's like with the, you know how people post those, like, the Instagram algorithm is changing posts all the time? And I'm like, I can't keep up. It changes every day.
This is as foreign to me as Beastly was 20 years ago. I don't know any of the stuff that you're talking about at all.
I mean, well, so I work in social media, so I've like tried to understand the different algorithms for like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I still think Facebook has the worst algorithm, but Instagram's is a mess. Twitter's is a lot better, but YouTube's train wreck.
Well, like, I think that like TikTok, that algorithm is insane. Like,
the algorithm is so bizarre to me. It works really well, but also
it works really, really well. Like, Instagram does not show me the things I want to see on my Explore page. Neither does Twitter, neither does Facebook. Like, neither does even YouTube. Like, I maybe watch 2 of the 100 videos it recommends to me on my like homepage. But TikTok
understands
like every single video that it shows me.
YouTube keeps recommending I watch scenes from like shark movies, and I'm like, okay.
Wait, now I want to see what's on my recommended page for YouTube.
And like,
I have 2 channels. Like, I have my personal channel, and then I have my like BookTube channel, and the stuff that's recommended is so different.
This is a good one. Animals loving Tom Hiddleston for 1 minute.
I'm gonna see. Do I have any shark videos?
The things that YouTube tells me to watch. Edited dance mom clips, but it's just pyramid clips. Like, why is this being recommended to me? I have no connection to dance moms whatsoever.
If anybody's still watching, jump onto your YouTube recommended and tell us the weirdest video you see in the first like 10 videos that are recommended.
Okay, I have you know the movie The Shallows about a shark?
No.
With Blake Lively, and it's saying first 10 minutes from the movie. Why am I recommended shark movies?
Okay. Is it titled the first 10 minutes of The Shallows? Like you can't watch minute 11?
It says The Shallows, first 10 minutes from the movie.
I have another good one. This is what giving birth was like for royal mothers. Like, I don't know why these things are recommended to me.
See, the thing is, I'm curious about everything. So YouTube is like interested in this, and I'm like, yes. Yes,
I
am.
honestly, actually, my homepage is going against what I just said because it's very accurate tonight for some reason. It's all like YouTube drama, true crime, and ambiance rooms, and that's it. And that's all I watch. So
it did recommend me a Tom Holland clip compilation, which I feel like is a good recommendation for me. So they succeeded with that one, but there's a lot here that is strange. Dumbledore asked calmly. That's just one of them. It's a 12-second video that literally just says Dumbledore asked calmly. I have no idea why this is on my page.
Oh,
Another
there is an interesting one that I have. It says, "The advantage of being attractive, Alex from Target. Created 6 days ago." Who made this video and why?
Target!
Injured girl asks strangers to do her makeup.
I have like 4 different scenes from this movie, The Shallows. I've never seen this movie. Apparently,
they want you to watch The Shallows.
Yeah.
The worst is sometimes I will fall asleep with YouTube on and it'll just like go through the wormhole of recommended videos, and then my homepage has some weird recommendations.
It'll be like, "We saw you liked this," and it was like, "I did not."
I was unconscious.
Well, I think part of the problem with YouTube is like people tag their videos weirdly sometimes. Yeah. So maybe that's why they're showing up weird. But the thing is, TikTok, the videos are short enough where it does like voice recognition for everything you say in it. So that's probably how they build their algorithm. But YouTube, the videos are too long that it's like not going to do that. That's my guess. Because TikTok, like people's hashtags have nothing to do with the content of their videos half the time. It'll be like hashtag baking. It's like a dance video.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I have a good voice recognition TikTok story though. So my friend and I were talking about like the different terms for gay men, right? And he was telling me about otters. And I, on my TikTok For You page, a couple hours later, had literal otters on a video.
That's funny.
Like, this is amazing.
I have H2O just add water behind the scenes bloopers.
Oh my god, send it to me.
I don't know why.
Kinsey Ziegler on the IG Live driver's license.
Driver's license.
Tornado hits house while kids make first video.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
YouTube is like, let me just recommend this like a weird video that has a lot of views, and like that's how they pick it.
Yeah. Sons react to their moms getting catcalled. Oh my god. I would not want to watch
Breaking Dawn.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I love TikTok because it like sends me like the most bizarre videos that are like Vine energy videos. Like that is what my TikTok feed is, and it's great.
I have vegan versus LGBTQ question mark. Like that's a question.
Can you not be both?
Versus you have to choose one.
Oh my god.
I wasn't aware that being vegan was a sexuality, but
vegetables or ladies. Pick one.
Oh boy.
YouTube really said gay rights.
Gay rights, vegan rights. Can't believe this. Belindy would never allow this.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Everything else on my YouTube recommended page is like fine. It's either like vibe music in the background to play, which I honestly never play, but I do add them all to my watch later. One thing about Ariana Grande and the dark truth of being on Nickelodeon, which honestly,
I've gotten that video a couple times about Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
It's recommending me Tanya Harding videos now.
I got like 5 of them that were like the dark truth about Dan Schneider, and then I got one that was like the dark truth, not just Dan Schneider, and I was like, okay, that was something new. Thank you.
I have one that says the Riverdale cast dragging the writing of their own show.
That's good. Apparently, the new season is 5 years in the future, and stupid.
I saw that on Twitter, and I thought it was a joke. Like I thought it was like an Onion article, and I was like, "That's so funny." And then I watched the trailer,
Yeah, Archie's in a
I'm-
war. I don't know what war, but
Oh, he was in a military uniform in the clip, but it looked like it was like a military veterans like outfit circa like 1960 or something.
Yeah.
Like it did not look like something that a veteran would wear in 2021.
it looked
I
like
was like,
he was
what
running
time
across
jump?
a soccer field or something. Like, I don't know.
That show is just bizarre.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm
How bizarre.
I'm truly upset that they are trying to remake the Powerpuff Girls.
Wait, they are?
Really?
I didn't know that.
Don't ruin my childhood,
I am literally
Lindy.
so bad. You
Are
know,
they doing it like live action?
yes, and it's a gritty, dark thing where they're like 20. They're looking back.
What is this Winx Fates?
Yeah.
Why
They're like-
repeat that train wreck?
They're looking back
Can't
on their
even watch
childhood as crime fighters, wondering if they wasted their childhood saving the world or something. And I'm like,
Well, if you didn't save the world, you'd be dead. That doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
what are you talking about? Also, what are you? No.
Honestly, I don't know where I am criticizing though, because I literally watched the Nancy Drew show on the CW, which is like the messiest thing out there. And it's like kind of ruining Nancy Drew, but I also find it highly entertaining.
This is crossing a line. This is different. I just like no.
I remember as a kid watching the Powerpuff Girls movie, and you know when they like dive into the lava to get Mojo Jojo at the end, I would like hold my breath along with them every single time.
Yes.
See if I can do it.
See if I could breathe under lava to see if I would live. Yeah.
It was a vital life skill we had to make sure we had.
And to make sure that we, much like cartoons, could survive.
I loved the Powerpuff Girls. I was Bubbles for Halloween one time.
Too.
And I was pissed because I wanted to be Blossom. I wanted to be the leader. I'm Leo after all. But my mom was like, you have blonde hair, you have to be Bubbles. And I was like, rude. And I ended up being Bubbles. Like, I don't want to be the stupid one.
Oh my god, I wanted to be Bubbles. Even though I am also a Leo, I was just like, I don't care if I don't have the hair, I'm doing it. So
I would be Bubbles.
I had this like, my mom made this like felt, honestly it looked like a barrel, like blue barrel, and then a little belt. And then I obviously don't look like Bubbles, so she made like a bunch of felt and like basically cut everything out to make a Bubbles face with eyes cut out so I could see. So it's just like this.
So did you look cute or did you look like a creepy child Bubbles?
I mean, okay.
Cartoon.
Did you see the episode of the Powerpuff Girls where there's like 3 guys that dress up like the Powerpuff Girls in prison, and they're like, Powerpuff Girls, why are you in prison? We'll let you out immediately. And they're like, thanks. And they walk out. That's kind of not what I was going for, but what I accomplished.
Oh my god, they're so frightening.
Yeah. It's great.
I want to see a picture of this.
All right, I'll find one for you. Hold on.
I can try and pull it up on my computer and I'll share my screen.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
It's a
No, but I
little
want a picture of
terrifying.
Rachel in the costume.
Oh, I don't have
Oh.
it. That is lost.
But I also want a picture of that.
That is very much lost to the
Oh.
ages. I could not even find it if I tried. I don't know.
Whatever.
Ew.
I'm gonna look this up.
This is a fond memory of mine, so please feel free to
What do I Google?
give it some disgust.
In prison.
Men in prison.
Oh my god, this is so scary. I hate this.
Yes, that's them.
Ew.
I hate it.
really
I
hate
hated her.
this.
That is exactly what I looked like.
This picture.
That's much better, actually.
Their costumes are actually pretty good. Like
Yeah.
I don't like it.
the mask thing is really what gets me about your costume though. Because
Yeah.
people were probably like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, what are you? Like,
Okay, except the Powerpuff Girls are like canonically like 2 feet tall, and I was clearly not 2 feet tall. So immediately,
I
Fit-
hope
I
not.
feel like you could have just gotten a blonde wig and called it a day.
I could have. I could have.
Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
just like
that
a
would have
blue
worked just
shirt.
fine.
Oh my gosh.
What kills me about this outfit for these guys is like they can't see. but they felt the need to expose their mouths. This is like the opposite of the COVID-19 mask you should be wearing. Like,
Oh my god.
this is like the most anti-mask mask you could wear.
I always went all out with my Halloween costumes. They had to be perfect.
Do you have pictures or descriptions?
I don't
My
have
mom used to
many pictures.
make all of mine for me, and they were like the best.
Oh.
One year I was a TARDIS, and I made the TARDIS.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And then one year I was Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. That one was good.
Cute.
I got all the details. Oh, and does anyone know Undertale, the game Undertale?
I am aware of it
Okay.
and some of the characters and stuff.
Well, once I was someone from Undertale.
Oh.
What? Sans.
Oh, okay. I know Sans. Okay.
I do have a picture of that, but I would have to block out someone else in the picture, so I don't want to look at it right now.
It's fine. I know.
But yeah, Halloween.
My best costume was I dressed up as a block of cheese one year, which was
I love it.
because I was so obsessed with cheese as a child. Like, it was like a problem.
I still am. It's fine.
I mean, same, but like I was known for liking cheese. Like, that was my thing. And I was like so prideful in the fact that I enjoyed cheese so much that I was like, I need to dress up as Cracker Barrel cheddar cheese for Halloween. So like, you know, like the blocks of like the orange cheddar cheese you can buy at the supermarket, like that was my costume. I like spray painted a box.
Oh my god.
I literally even had like a cheese hat because my aunt was on she was like in the studio audience for a Rachel Ray show. I don't know why. And they gave them all cheese hats. Again, I don't know why. So she gave me the cheese hat.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I after I had that costume, I was like, I can never outdo this. Like, I'm never gonna be so dedicated as to spray paint and make a giant block of cheese ever again. So I've never been really able to take Halloween seriously since. I peaked. I was probably in like 3rd grade or something. I don't know how old I was. I was pretty young.
Okay, wait. Being in 3rd grade and being obsessed with cheese is cute. I thought that this was like a 16-year-old type.
No.
Like,
This was like young.
Like,
but there was like 2 years like in not middle school. Oh, that was elementary school. Yeah. It was like
that's good.
But
That's
like, I'd rather be a cheese girl than a horse girl. So I mean,
the two genders, cheese girl and horse girl.
someone I talked about it in a video before, but you know, people are like, "What kind of girl were you in elementary school? Like, were you a horse girl?" Like, no, I was a cheese girl. So much cooler. And there were other people in the comment section that were like, "Yes, we were also cheese girls." So I know I wasn't the only one. So apparently, other people had this weird obsession.
Intrigued.
My friend and I were Joe and Nick Jonas in middle school.
Oh my god. That's incredible.
I was in Montana one year.
Oh my god.
I feel like that was such an iconic costume, though.
You know what you should have done? Is if you had a friend who had brown hair, who looked a little bit like you guys could both dress up, right? And then you could just tape each other like back to back. And then and you could just spin around and be like, "Who is it?"
Oh my god.
Right. You could do the intro.
Oh wait, another year I actually did have a relatively good costume. I did a grape costume. So I just blew up balloons and attached them to my body. Which was like pretty fun.
That's so
Except
good.
I couldn't move very easily because I was like covered in balloons.
Oh my god.
I did one with do you ever like if you go to a craft store they have like those mannequin heads? I guess they're for like hats and stuff. So my boyfriend and I each got one and then we put them on our heads and then we wore really big hoods, like hoodies, and then we just went to parties like that. So
is that like the The one where they're dancing to the Wii music.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Love
anytime
that
she would play
video.
anything, we were just like, okay.
I was trying to convince my roommate, like early on in quarantine, like if we got stuck in DC together, to like buy those mannequins on Amazon and like make TikTok videos as mannequins. But then she moved out. So it's sad.
She was like, this is too much pressure for me. I have to move
Her
out.
parents made her move out because otherwise we would have been like literally stranded in DC with like nobody else there because everyone we knew moved away after COVID hit. So they were like, "Yeah, you're moving too." And then that's when I went home.
Oh,
Which is sad. But I really wanted to have like this is when I thought COVID was going to be a couple months, and I was like, giant sleepovers for months. Like we could do so many fun things, and COVID said no.
Yep.
I had so many ideas for how I wanted to spend my quarantine initially because I thought my roommates were all going to be with me. And then my parents are now my roommates, so that's great.
Same thing happened to me. I was like, oh, this is fine. But then both my roommates moved out, and I was like, I don't want to be here alone. What if I get sick? So I moved home.
Yeah, I was like, I could have stayed there alone, but I would have been really sad. So
Yeah.
But it was the initial plan. She was supposed to stay with me, but she is Canadian, and her parents wanted her to like cross the border before it was too late. So,
oh yeah,
they were like, "You gotta come back."
Yeah.
It's been like almost a year since lockdown.
Don't even.
That's like too much.
And the crazy part is, I also like literally got super sick on Valentine's Day last year, and I got an antibody test, and like I don't have the COVID antibodies, but I'm like, what did I have in February?
I also got really, really sick.
My roommate, two of my roommates got it. Another one of our friends got it. I was like, I went to class still, but like I almost passed out in class. I was so tired, like. And then like 2 weeks later, they're like, there's a bunch of COVID cases on campus. And I was like, what if I was case 0? I have no idea. Like,
well, how long after did you get the antibody test?
I got it in April.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. I could have had it,
3 months in your system, like the antibody.
Yeah. Well, it's like it lasts up to 3 months because I had a friend who definitely had it in April. And they wouldn't let her get a test at that point because that was when they were being like really annoying about giving them out. Yeah, and they were like, she didn't have like a person that she had been in contact with, but she worked at a restaurant. And she was like, I definitely got it at the restaurant. Like, I can't tell you the person I got it from, but they were like, unless you can give us a name, we are not going to give you a test.
That's stupid.
Which it makes no sense to me because it made it so hard for her to get medication.
That's so weird. It's like the name it's my name because now I'm infected.
Yeah, no. They were like, you need to have like a source you got it from. I told her, I was like, you should just say something because
just come up with Donald Trump.
But then she got an antibody test in like July and didn't have the antibodies, but there's no way she didn't have it because she like couldn't breathe for a week. So I don't know what else she would have had.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. And also, I got the antibody test when they were, like, less accurate. Because, like, now they're more accurate. But back in April, I didn't realize it at the time. But they were, like, 60% accurate. I'm like, why am I taking something that's 60% accurate?
Yeah. I wish I had got one just to see. But, I mean, I definitely had a respiratory issue and was...
Yeah, I mean, well, also, like, in February... Well, I forget what week in February, but there was CPAC and then there was also APAC in DC. And a lot, like not any of my friends went, but a lot of kids from my school went to these conferences because we have a lot of politically active folks who went to these conferences and they were all in mid-February. And then like 2 weeks later, they were like, oh, a bunch of people were sick from those. And I'm like, all of these people have been in my classes for the past 2 weeks. So
yeah,
I'm not convinced that, there wasn't like a rapid super spreader there because I think after APAC, they were like, oh, a bunch of people shook hands with this person. But they couldn't possibly have gotten COVID from shaking hands. I'm like, they were within 6 feet of them breathing the same air. That makes absolutely no sense. They didn't make the kids quarantine who had gone to the event because at the time they thought you couldn't get it from standing within a couple feet of somebody. And then like 2 weeks later, they were like, okay, we're shutting down the campus because of COVID. I'm like, these are very mixed messages you're sending here. Not quarantining people who were like definitely in close contact with someone with a confirmed case of COVID. Yeah, I'm still bitter about it.
You can only do this in fiction now. Like when I watch movies, I still get like a little nervous when I see people in crowds because I'm like, even if it was like filmed in like 1985, I'm still like, I can't believe you broke this social taboo near each other. How could
They're
you?
The masks
in 2020 and you do this to me now? Like
I know. I already hate like really crowded places already. Like it's only gonna get worse when we have to like go out in public again. You know, like 2 years down the road when like there's no masks anymore, everyone's vaccinated, COVID's gone, or you know, as suppressed as we can suppress COVID.
COVID-19 will be gone. COVID 2020.
COVID 2022 or whatever shit comes next. Yeah.
I feel like COVID, like the lockdown process, has completely changed my personality because like the person that you guys know me as is like not. Like, I feel like I was kind of like the same person, but like I was a very different type of person where I was like very type A, like constantly doing stuff, like planning everything. And now I'm so chill about certain things. I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. And, like, I was so like uptight about everything all the time. But I also love in like crowded areas. And now I'm like, it's fine. Don't come near me. Like at all. Like it's just one or the other. It's like flipping a switch. But like lockdown has changed so much that now when we unlock, I'm like, who am I gonna be? Like everything has changed.
Well, I already get like anxiety going out in groups because I find when I go out with my friends that I'm always like the babysitter. Like everyone always gets too drunk and it's like, who has to be the mom here? Even if I'm drunk myself, it's like, okay, Elena. Wonderful. Because I think that my personality is just like always stressing out about making sure everyone else is okay. And then, you know, it ends up turning to that. But like when we go back to being able to go out to like bars and clubs again, I feel like it's going to be worse because I'm already going to be stressed about all the people around. And then I'm going to be like, but I also have to make sure everyone gets home safe, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, at this point, I probably shouldn't go out. But I enjoy it in the moment. And then I wake up the next day and I'm like, why am I always babysitting? Like, why? Why have I relegated myself into this role? But then I stress myself out.
But the one benefit, though, is like when you babysit and like everyone else gets so drunk, then the next morning everyone has the headache and they're like, what did I do last night? And you're like, you did this, 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 and I remember everything. I hate the concept of like just not remembering what I've done.
I have never forgotten anything that I have done when I'm drunk. But
yeah, I mean, like,
never.
It's
which is probably unfortunate in some cases because I'm like, why was I that stupid? But like, I have never. So when other people are like, oh, I didn't realize that I ran away from that party, I'm like, how do you not remember?
Okay, that's cool.
Oh my god,
the drunk runners are the worst.
Terrible experience. Would not recommend.
I've never like blacked out, but like I've had to be reminded of things I've said, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll remember it when someone brings it up. But like my big thing when I don't like, I kind of had a small window of when I drank, but my thing when I drank is I would just run away.
Yeah, the runners. As the mom friend, the runners are the worst to deal with because I'm like,
you gotta tackle them, but not like destroy them so they throw up on you.
Oh my god!
I never threw up from drinking, but like we would be at a bar and I would just be like, well. And I would leave without telling anyone, and so like people would have to be like,
your tab.
I had friends who like had a pattern of running away, so I would keep like an eye on them when we went out, and then they'd be like, "Why are you micromanaging?" I'm like, "Because you literally run away all the time. Like, what do you want me to do?" Like,
wait, I did not. Okay, I feel like I did not realize this was like a behavioral pattern in drunk folks.
Yes, it is because it was like an MO. Like they did it over and over again. I was like, I do not want to go out with you, but they, when I
went for parties pre-COVID, it was always just like everyone either like passed out or they just partied so long until I wanted to pass out, and I was just like, enough, just like stop it. Too much energy. I'm going to sleep. But like. One party, there was somebody's girlfriend who just ran away, and everyone's like, my girlfriend ran away. And I was like, okay, should we go get her? And it's like, I don't know where she went. My girlfriend ran away. And so like, it just travel down a line where it's like, Jared's girlfriend ran away. Jared's girlfriend. I was like, where did she go? And like at one point in the party, I just see a flash of color just running. I was like, oh my god, it's her. We just chase her down. It's like, what's going on? She was so fast. How could she have been drunk and move that fast?
Yeah. Well, it would also. I went to school in DC, and some of my friends were runners, but they would like always just like go to the National Mall. So they would like run to the Lincoln, and like you'd have to like go. You'd have to go to the National Mall to collect them from the like. I had a friend who had to collect.
Have you ever drunkenly slid down the railing?
Yes, I have, and it's a fun time. But like when you have to go collect someone there who's like waiting on the steps to be brought home, I'm like, why are you here? Why are you here? I just like the fact that it happened multiple times where people were like, let me just go to the mall at 2 a.m. because I'm on a field trip. Like, yeah.
That's something I would do.
I mean, it was so close that I like understood. They were like, the gun's failing. I'm like, yeah.
That's so funny though.
Why? But why?
I gotta go train right now.
The thing is, like, like the amount of times that I've been drunk on the National Mall, like, I mean, I didn't drink there. I went there while drunk. That's not illegal. Don't want to get myself in trouble here. But like the amount of like that was such the thing to do. Like, 2 a.m, getting drunk and going monumenting. Like the National Mall is open 24/7. So, but I also don't like picking people up there, especially when I'm sober. I got a phone call once and someone was like, can you come collect me at the Washington? I'm like, why?
Oh my god.
Being around drunk people when you're sober is like the worst thing for me. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Another thing I would do is like, well, I'd do this if I was like at a friend's house, but I would try to steal something, but I would announce it. So I'd be like I'd just be like, I'm taking your mouse.
Stealing this, and it would run, and you would just run away like a crime.
Yeah, like I would open their fridge and I'd take like the carton of milk and I'd be like, this is mine now. And they'd be like, no, please give them that.
Away with the milk.
But I didn't put those two things together. I didn't think of that. I either stole or I ran.
I think when you get drunk, you turn into a criminal.
Apparently.
There's also the people, this is what I like to organize things. So like if I'm at someone's apartment and it's like messy, I'll like organize something.
While drunk?
Like if I'm at a party. Yeah, I'm like, oh, your cups are like not in the right order. Like, gotta fix it.
I am just the kind of person who just wants to dance. Like I just am there to have a good time. And I will dance so hard that my legs will be sore the next day. Because I'm just getting down so hard.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody's like, you ready to leave? I'm like, no, the song is so good. Why would you?
Your like first party post-COVID like is really gonna be a workout because you're not gonna have the experience in a while. Your legs are gonna be like, what is dancing?
Like twice a year anyways, so maybe that's why I'm sore when I do it.
Like the problem is that if the four of us were at a party, we would all be doing 4 separate things and we would not be able to do anything about either. Like, because when you're drunk and you're doing one thing, it's like, that's the thing I'm doing. I don't have time to focus. Yep. So Elena would be in the kitchen reorganizing all of the cups. Darian would take something out of the fridge and run away. And Jess would just be too busy partying it up. It would be like, I see nothing. It's just the me and me.
Listen, like the perfect party is like 10 people where no one can run away and you're all trapped in the same apartment. No one can leave, but you're all doing your separate things and having a perfect time doing your separate things.
I would find a way to get out of there.
I just, okay, when your drunk brain is like, I need to run, where do you want to run to, though? I never understand when someone's like, I need to run while drunk. I'm like,
I just want to run. I just want to run. That's all.
I just, if you got drunk and I put a treadmill in front of you, would that be enough, or you need to run to a place?
I don't know. I just need to run.
You just gotta go.
My favorite.
Like,
what?
My friend once was like, I'm a bird, I need to be set free. And like, that was her logic for running. I was like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Oh my god.
you're not trapped in this apartment.
My favorite story is when, like, the bar I used to go to, it was near where my boyfriend lived. So, like, one night, well, often I would just go to his house instead of going all the way back to my house because we could just walk there. And once we got to his house and he was unlocking the door, and in like the 3-second period that he was unlocking the door, I turned around and he turned like and just sprinted, and he turned around and was like, "Where did Darian go?" And I was like halfway down the street. And he had to run after me and come get me.
You had to wait for a distraction. It was like, goodbye.
Yeah, I was like, he's not looking. I gotta get out of here.
I think like the four of us represent like the different types of chaotic drunk that you can be. Like we really check all the boxes. Like what else is there? I mean,
these are the new like four muses.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
The four humors of the body. Yes, you said it.
Oh my god.
I can't think of anything I like consistently do when I'm drunk. I feel like I just talk to people and I just try to make everybody laugh. And
you're probably just like no breathing. Like it's just like I'm sure it's like a heightened.
It's the same, but it's the same as right now. Like the thing. Okay.
I'm also kind of like that though, but it's like about really weirdly specific things. I'll be like, so did you know in this country in the world that this is their current political situation? Like at a party. Like that's
I was thinking like I do the same thing too, but like the last time I was drunk, I like intimately educated my best guy friend on what all the songs on Evermore were about.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say, but okay.
I was like, some people think Champagne Problems is about Justin and Selena.
But actually,
he just listened to me. I'm like, wow, you're a good friend because that was.
Oh my god.
I don't know the last tangent I went off on when drunk, but it's often like just very strange.
It's so specific.
Political fun facts like that. Like nobody wants to hear it.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like for me, like I need like this much alcohol to get drunk. Like I don't need any of it.
I am very much
because
influenced by what's going on around me. Like if everybody around me is sober, even if I have 5 or 6 drinks in me, I will be like totally cognizant and aware of what's going on around me. Mm-hmm. But if everybody is like drunk and having a great time, I only need like 2 drinks to be on the same level. It's like very much I'm so
like
influenced by everybody around me. Yeah.
That's a skill.
I'm a pretty big lightweight. I don't need much.
I'm a lightweight. I can like, I mean, like at a time I've had like 7 shots in me in one night, and that is like a lot.
Yeah.
That's all. But like consistently, usually it's like I can have like 1 shot, half of a drink, and it's like that. You're lucky if I got that in one night because it's just the taste of alcohol is so disgusting.
I need at least 3 to like be buzzed, and then like 4 or 5, I'm like having a blast. But like if I get 6 or 7 in me, I'm verging into blackout territory.
Oh my god!
I feel like it depends on what I'm having. No, if I'm at a bar and I'm drinking their like cheap rail drinks, then it doesn't take a lot because some of them fill those things up far too much. I'm like, what is this?
That's true.
I don't know. There's this like open bar that I went to where you like paid like a fee at the door and like you could just go up to the bar and stuff. And for like some people, they really like rip you off and they give you like barely any alcohol. But like somehow when me and my friends go, it's like half the drink is like just liquor. Like, are you trying to murder somebody?
Yeah, it's a murder.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like saves me a lot of money because we would go out there and then we would just go out to other bars after and spend no money at the other bars that were nicer instead of this like, you know, very college.
That's the thing about going out in DC. Like we would always have to get like we'd have to pregame hard so we didn't have to spend that much money
no.
there.
We would pregame. This was Shenanigans and Admo if you're ever in DC. The crowd is very much only 21-year-olds for the most part. But such a cheap way to go out drinking.
True.
Because all the other bars in that area, too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not about to spend like every rail drink's like $7. $7 like $7 for your disgusting bottom shelf liquor with barely any in the drink. No.
Not a good time. Not a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very cost efficient for me because pre-COVID, I would just drink somebody else's drink and they would have plenty of drink left over for them because I just needed like 2 sips. And then I was like, I'm good, let's go. And like, yeah. And they were like, drink 3 more. And I was like, no, let's go. Hurry up, drink faster, let's go. Like,
Oh my
I
God.
don't need anything. But like, okay, obviously, I just speak and speak. But I feel like certain people I'll be a little bit more reserved with. And as soon as I got those 2 sips in, I'm like, let's go. You are my best friend. Let's go. Let's go. And I would just like attach myself to whatever conversation is going on. And I'll be like, interesting. Now, listen to what I have to say. What a surprise.
Yeah. I do miss going out though because I miss like the 1, 2 in the morning like fast food runs like after drinking. Like that's the best part. Like
Yes.
like I cannot like my parents would think it was so sad if I like Uber Eats like fast food at 1 in the morning now. So like I can't do this thing. I can't do it anymore. Like
Yeah.
I'd be so judged, but
I miss it. I miss it so much.
oh, also there was like this queso place. I would like get queso at midnight because it was open 24/7.
That sounds amazing.
And after a night out, like just sit on the couch watching. I think this was when I did it mostly like the time. It was around the time a new season of Queer Eye dropped, and so like we would come back with our queso and watch a new Queer Eye episode at like 1 in the morning. It was great. I just miss going out so much. It's like the experience going out itself. Like, is the actual going to the bar super fun? No, but it's like the experience, the totality of getting your fast food and coming back and laughing about whatever stupid thing somebody did.
It happened every time. We had like a lot of friends that would just do consistently very funny stuff, like just lay on the sidewalk in the middle of like the most disgusting town in New Jersey. We were like, cool, I'm gonna take a video of this and then we're gonna watch it tomorrow when you wake up and don't remember this. This is gonna be really fun to reflect back on.
That sounds like
It was great. It was great.
Alright. It is late where I am, and I have to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna go.
I should probably go too. We can just go ahead and end it. All right. Thank you guys for coming. This was a lot of fun.
Now we know how chaotic we'd all be if we all had to go out together at some point. So.
I hope that happens sometime in the future.
Hopefully.
One day we should do this, but we should all be drinking.
Oh, true.
All right, somebody give me half your drink, and then I'll just I'll sniff it, and I'll be the same.
I'll just leave, like, and then my
Darian will just
runs away
like it's Lisa's video, and then walk away.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you to the 7 people that are still watching. Have a good night.
Yeah.